Get in on the action this season with Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game. Select higher or lower between 2 and 8 players and compete for up to 325 times your entry. Use code DIRECTOR when signing up to receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick. Action.
Who's got it better than us?
Yo to Bolt fam, it's the director. Shout outs, man. Chad Escobar, Smoking Aces. Good to see you guys in the chat today. We are jumping right in to our episode. This would, I guess, be technically 2, but whatever. It's the episode featuring the Chargers versus the Dolphins, Colts, and yes, Minnesota Vikings. We're going in 3 games this week. And we're going to hope and pray that the Chargers continue to have that momentum that they had last week, man. That was awesome. Feels like Sim Sundays finally found its footing. It was fun again. And the Bolts now 3-2 going into, this would be what, week 6 at this point between the Chargers and Dolphins. They're looking to continue that momentum. And in this particular game, anything could happen. We've seen the Chargers walk all over the Dolphins a couple of times. We've seen, weapons like Tyreek Hill get loose versus the Chargers quite a bit. They have a lot of speed on that roster. Let's see if the Jesse Minter defense is up for the challenge as Tua brings his team out of the tunnel to face the Chargers at their home stadium. And here we go with Sim Sundays. Back at it again this week, baby. Good to see everybody in the chat so far. And Vital, good to see you. Kyle Peters, UK Bolt fam checking in. Can't wait to see you for the New Jersey. Yeah, that New Jersey, I may end up doing one more video on that jersey reveal, man. Like a couple, one for the actual reveal, then one for a little bit more speculation, because turns out this is a pretty big deal to Chargers fans, myself included, obviously, and that's something that, sometimes I forget. I'm like, okay, if I'm obsessed with it, maybe it's not as silly to talk about it a little bit more as we continue building our hype. Building up to July 15th, man. That's going to be exciting. I think this is something that is really going to help put a stamp on this era of Chargers football, featuring Jim Harbaugh as a healthy reminder of what this team was in that time period. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. If only this game was in December. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it'd be played back in Miami anyway. But I think that the weather and stuff would be just fine for the Dolphins. But yeah, for the Chargers, what you mean? Yeah, for the Chargers. Get that extra game in warm weather would definitely be nice. Here come the Chargers. They're going to receive to start this game off. Here comes KLS with a nice return all the way past the 35-yard line, and we are off and away. Chargers offense saw a lot of awesome improvements last week. Would like to see more running, but ultimately we just need to see some wins in this Sim Sunday series. And so far, we got 2 in last week's episode with a record of 3-2. Not off to a bad start. Fixing to go crazy for the 4th. We'll see. We got some fun activities and stuff planned for the 4th out here. Parades and all that kind of stuff. It should be a good time. Especially now that we bought a Jeep Wrangler last year. It's been a lot of fun going on adventures with that thing. Ooh, in and out of the hands of Mike Williams. Lucky that wasn't intercepted off the tip. Now we got ourselves a 2nd and 10. There's Zach Wilson. Is he still on that roster? I forget. Insanity, his story. Who would win? Darius Davis versus me in the 40-yard dash. I think Darius Davis could run it 3 times before I make it through once. Just saying. Here comes Justin Herbert. Watch out for that heat. And it's going to be Jalen Ramsey from the nickel getting to Justin Herbert. That's another storyline that we've talked a lot about on the channel. Maybe not enough, though, at this point, because now it's starting to materialize into something that could actually happen. Jalen Ramsey, could he be traded to play with his buddy Derwin James in Los Angeles? It could definitely happen. Some people, like myself, and I'm going to say this very bluntly, you asked me a month ago or whatever, the answer is a flat-out no, because the money doesn't make sense, and the same thing can be said about Tyreek Hill. But there are some ways for the Chargers to work around the money and not have to spend as much with the Dolphins. ponying up some more before that inevitable trade does happen. Here comes Justin Herbert trying to make up some yards on the ground, but 3rd and 19 is just too tall of a task. They got to punt this ball away to start the game. I'm down if they eat some cap, and that's kind of where I'm at the point with now too. At first I was like, I don't know if they're going to do that. Now as we get closer and we understand the dynamics between the relationship of Jalen Ramsey and the Miami Dolphins, it feels like they would be willing to eat a bunch of cap to help him move on, which is definitely going to be required if he does get traded to the Chargers. And it's a hopeful, dream, I guess, a little bit. We've been talking about it for years. Derwin James and Jalen Ramsey are very, very, very close friends that have been hoping to play with each other since they entered the league. And it's definitely a possibility now with Ramsey entering the final stretch of his career in the NFL. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Stay fun, stay safe. You guys let me know what you're doing in the chat for 4th of July week. I think we're going to hit up some movies. Maybe go Top Golf. Stuff like that. We'll have to wait and see. Here comes the first carry for Achane. And Achane, 2nd and 5. Man, I was so disappointed when I heard. So Achane is what we called him for a long time. And he came out one day and said, no, it's Achane. I was like, man, Achane was so cool. It reminded me of that guy from The Boys. You know what I mean? 2nd and 5. Tua Tagovailoa. Can he avoid the heat? No, it's going to be Achane. Taken down by Khalil Mack. It's a 3rd and 5. Can the Chargers defense get off the field right away? That'd be a nice answer to the 3 and out the Chargers suffered last drive. But Tua, he's going to be facing again. It feels like this has been the case every season. A pretty lethal pass rush of the Chargers. Khalil Mack and Thule. He got Kennard in the mix with Bud Dupree. Very exciting. Here's Tua trying to run away, and it's going to be fumbled. And the Chargers got it. It's the Bolts with their first turnover of the day. Is it the 2nd turnover of the series? It's a fumble by Tuli Tuipulotu. He gets in there, and Tuli forces the first turnover. 45's in the chat, and the Bolts are on the move in great field position now with that fumble. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Kenneth Grant, definitely one of those guys to watch out for on the Miami Dolphins. They also have Ollie Gordon. Yeah, they got a pretty stacked running back room, but so do the Chargers. We'll see which one prevails in this week's episode. How do I acquire some of my Chargers gear? Looking to get some. Already planning to go to training camp. Nice, nice. That's probably the best way to do it. Go buy a helmet and see if you can get it signed at training camp. Justin Herbert turns around, fires. Ooh, maybe off target. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Funny enough, I lose the ball when it goes into the shade in this game. But where I got my gear, if you're wondering, I got this LaDainian Tomlinson helmet. I got this Antonio Gates helmet. The jersey, mostly just eBay, if I'm being honest. I would like to get some stuff signed at camp too, but it's usually a pretty busy time for me. Here comes the first carry for Amarian Hampton, and Hampton tries to break his first tackle. He's a little bit successful. It's a 3rd and 8 all of a sudden, though. Offense is struggling this week. Last week, they were definitely rocking and rolling. This week, can they convert on a 3rd and 8? We need McConkey. But I think the funnest way to do it, the most sentimental way, is to grab a helmet or a jersey and see about getting it signed at training camp. You got to be aggressive, though. You got to get in there. Here comes the first reception for Mike Williams, who had a fantastic week last week on the series. It's a 1st and goal, Chargers at the 5-yard line. Let's go. I forgot. They didn't have long, or didn't have far to march to get into scoring range. 5 yards, and we have an I-form sighting. Let's go, baby. Come on, Amarian. Come on, Matlock. Let's give this guy some space. Oh, it's a pass. It's over the middle. It's Lad McConkey. Touchdown, Chargers. And the Bolts are the first on the board. You got to credit this one as well to Tuli Tuipulotu on that nasty strip sack. It's going to result in a Chargers touchdown to Lad McConkey. The Lightning Lad takes it in, and the Bolts Take an early 6-0 lead. Let's go, baby. 15's in the chat. 45's in the chat. For Thule, who gave us this opportunity. Let's go, baby. Omarion and Lad jersey. I'm so excited, too. I have the Lad. I'm going to be patient. Get me a jersey. I want one of them. I want both of the alternate jerseys. I think when the alternate jerseys are released and announced and all that, I'm going to get a Trey Harris jersey right away in one of the colors. And then after camp, when we have a definitive answer on what Omarion's number is going to be, I'm going to get him in the other jersey. I think that's going to be pretty good plan. Going to be poor in July? Yep. I got a lot of stuff going on in July, too. It's going to be a fun month leading up to the first game of the season. Hall of Fame game. Guys, now this is how desperate we are, but I will take it. We are, like a couple of days away from being in the month that has the first Chargers game. Isn't that crazy? I like thinking about it that way. Director's biggest fan. What's up, baby? Good to see you, dude. That's still insane to me. Alan B, no worries. We just started. We have 3 games today. 3 games. So there's plenty of Sim Sundays football ahead of us. I think we're going to be here until, I don't know, probably about 2 or 3 hours. This is probably my guess. 3 hours, I'm going to say. With 3 games, it's about an hour per game. Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be a long one today. We had to play a little bit of catch-up, though. We took off of, there's another nice carry for A-Chan. I took off Father's Day, so we didn't have an episode that week. And, of course, we had to reboot the series after finding the appropriate settings. Although, I think I made a friend. I went and talked to, or at least left a comment to the guy who does the Sims games, just, versus CPU. Anyway, we're using his settings. It absolutely worked in terms of saving the series. And then hopefully by this time next year, he has Madden 26 locked in for the correct settings on that one. That'd be awesome. Here comes the next reception for the Dolphins. It's going to be a nice one. It's a first down. They hit their tight end, number 85. Let me look at their roster real quick. Number 85 being Pharaoh Brown. Pharaoh Brown, tight end. Wasn't he a wide receiver? Did he convert? 6'5", 246 pounds? I think not. That sounds like a tight end to me. Next carry, it's A-Chan. He's going to keep moving forward. It'll result in just 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. Chance to start early. It's late here in the UK. Most of the time, I try to start about an hour earlier than this episode. But we just had some stuff going on. We had to push it an hour. But we'll see. We'll see. I try to work it into the schedule best I can earlier on Sunday mornings. Here comes the next carry. It's going to be A-Chan who rounds the corner. Uh-oh, watch out for that speed. It is 1st and 10 for A-Chan. Here come the Dolphins now at the 35-yard line, trying to answer after that Chargers score. Ladd McConkey. 1st and 10. It is the Dolphins. Now in Chargers territory. Ooh, Tua's on the move, has to throw it away. He does hit his target, but that's going to go back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, a really solid play for the Dolphins. That was looking to be a massive loss until Tua was able to A, throw it away, or B, find a target, luckily, in that area. Keep it from being a negative play. It's 2nd and 10. Tua over the middle finds Tyreek Hill. They are inching closer to the red zone. It's a 1st and 10 from the 25. I'm this close to wearing shades, by the way. In some of my videos. There's some days where I'm just like, I hate it. But we need the lights. Oh, there's another sack. Is it Thule again? Oh, Thule has taken control of this game. It's a sack. 45's in the chat. Thule is having himself a day. Strip sack for a touchdown, pretty much. And now it's going to be another sack here. It's 2nd and 17. Might have helped save this drive from being a touchdown. They're trying to hold him to 3 points, and I think that's a really good start. Tooley's looking awesome. Andrew Anderson, good to see you, man. Good to see everybody in the chat today, man. 2nd and 17. First play of the second quarter. Tooley looking. He's going to take off. And no, sir. Tooley is getting beat up this week. It's another sack. This time, it's going to be Tier Tart, I think, is who we saw get in there. Tier Tart and Tooley are absolutely wrecking the Dolphins to start off in the first half. Glad McConkey loves it. We had an injury over there, an injury. NV Talent with a $10 holla just to thank you for keeping us entertained during the offseason. Bolt up, stay frosty.
Bolt up and stay frosty. High voltage sign emoji. High voltage sign emoji. High voltage sign emoji.
That is awful kind of you, Envy. Thank you so much, dude.
Cold face emoji. Cold face emoji.
That is awesome. Thank you, dude. It's my pleasure. I'm definitely enjoying myself, too. I used to kind of do this on my own sometimes. It's going to be Tyreek Hill. He's going to get in there. Touchdown, Dolphins. Man, we thought we had him up against the wall, but Tyreek Hill getting free. That'll do it. The Dolphins are going to tie this thing up, pending the extra point. But thank you so much, Envy, man. It's been awesome, dude. It's funny enough, like I mentioned before, I used to kind of do this. I don't know. This is probably back in like 10 years ago. I would get so desperate for sports, and in particular football, that I would watch some Sims every once in a while just to kind of see how the season would go. And, of course, you were able to always edit the rosters on the Madden and all that. So it's been fun. But thank you, man. $10 holla. I appreciate the support in the offseason. It's definitely crazy out here in July and June on the channel for sure. Daniel D with the Sim Sunday. Good to see you, man. Chicken sandwich fell off the roof of my car. Alan, no. I hope you caught it on like a Ring camera or something, dude. At least put that online. I hope there's like just this sigh and look of defeat. I can at least capitalize on the comedy of it. Big love. Thank you again, Envy. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Here come the Chargers on their return. Still 7.5 minutes left in this drive. And we got ourselves a starting point at the 26-yard line. $10 holla coming in from Big Director's biggest fan.
I look forward to these simulations like real games. I would probably do this every day if I had a gaming system.
That's awesome. Director's biggest fan. Thank you so much, man. You and Envy Talent, I appreciate that, dude. Some $10 hollas in the Sim Sundays episodes. Forget about it, man. You guys are awesome. Rock and roll, dude. Thank you guys so much. Look forward to these simulations like the real games, probably like every Sunday I've had a gaming system. I think that's what makes it really fun, too. And I knew it. I was like, if we take this and we add commentary over it, it might feel like a real game as the Chargers almost pick up some big yards in and out of the hands of Mike Williams, Jalen Ramsey causing some havoc for the Bolts this week. It's 2nd and 10 coming up. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Every once in a while going through, like I tried to grab some highlights from each game or each week, right? I'm like, dude, yeah, I can't. It builds up the anticipation to actual football Sunday tenfold, at least even for me. Here comes the next carry for Omarion Hampton. He's been great at breaking the first tackle, but gets swarmed afterwards. It's a 3rd and 9. The Chargers need to convert here to keep this drive alive. Karen, good to see you, Karen. Hope you're doing well, too. Hope you are doing well, too. We're getting close. It's training camp season. If anything at all, I think everyone's excited about that. We're getting close. 31 days to the Hall of Fame game. I'll take it. 3rd and 9. Chargers need a conversion here. Can he find Ladd McConkey? Justin Herbert fires to the sideline. He's going to hit his man. Ooh, it's his tight end, Tyler Conklin, who had a couple of really nice games last week. It's going to be a 1st down for the tight end. Let's go. 1st down, Conk. It's going to be so difficult in the real season. I'm glad we're getting our reps in Conk, Lynn, and McConkey. We got this, Director. We got this. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Chargers now at the 40-yard line. Justin Herbert over the middle finds Ladd McConkey, the other Conk. It'll be 9 yards. Now we are at midfield. Last time the Bolts faced Dolphins, I think it was Michael Davis was lined up against him. It's very good stopping by him by just chipping Tyreek as soon as he got off the line. Yeah, Tyreek, dude. He's been a thorn. I feel like we've played him more than almost every player in the league that's not currently in the AFC West. Here comes 2nd and 1. It's going to be a quick throw to the outside. Finds Mike Williams. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Mike at the 38-yard line. Chargers looking to take the lead once more. They're getting in Cameron Dicker field goal range. Although in Madden 25, they're pretty bold, man. They've been going for field goals from like the 55, the 60. Let's see if they decide to do it again. It's going to be a Ladd McConkey handoff. It's only 2 yards, but that speed, man, you like to see that. 2nd and 8 from the 36-yard line. Here we go. Brian Alvarez says, so in your guys' opinion, who's going to get more touches, Najee or Amarian or even both? I think based on what I've seen with this team, it's going to be similar to what we saw, at least in some way, shape, or form, to J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. But you're going to see more carries overall, which should help Najee Harris get a lot more work than Gus Edwards. Does that make sense? But I think you're going to see way more carries from Amari and Hampton. But Najee is going to be more present because the Chargers are going to just be running more overall this season, as it's going to be more successful. So I'm going to put my money on Amarian, but I think Najee's going to get plenty of work as well. 3rd and 8. It's Justin Herbert over the middle. He finds his guy. It's Amarian Hampton, the receiver. Oh, I love seeing that, dude. And then Hampton with a little bit of shove. At receiver, we do know Amarian is an exceptional receiver for the running back position, and he does it here. Keeping the drive alive. Chargers now threatening. Moved to Texas, missing your California summers. Never had... That's insane, Envy. That's an insane sentence I almost read out loud. 1st and 10. In motions Conklin. Justin Herbert stepping back. He's trying to escape pressure. Run, Herbert, run! Use them legs! Doesn't quite score, but takes us to the 4-yard line. And the Bolts are threatening once more. Let's get one for Amarian, man. He had pretty much a score in every game last week, right? He had one in the air and one on the ground last week. Let's get another one. Let's keep the Rook train going. Although they're going to be passing it 5 wide from the 4, 1st and goal. All right. Let's see who they're going to find. It's Herbert. He floats it over the top looking for Conklin, but it's way off target. It's going to be a 2nd and goal. Run the football. Run it. I want to see I form out here, baby. It looks like Michael Myers in the game. They need to fix his face. Yeah. Although, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I've been checking out some of the new Madden 26 stuff. This is the first Madden in a while where there's a very noticeable upgrade in visuals. It's another play action. Justin Herbert, he's going to throw on the run. Finds... He was looking for his fullback, but there is a penalty here. Oh, it's legal man downfield. It's Andre James, the center. And that's going to push us back to the point where the Chargers definitely do need to throw from here. That's just a disappointment. I was hoping to see at least one run inside the 5. Late, but has Ladd done anything? Yes, Ladd with a touchdown. First touchdown of the game was to Ladd McConkey. Here comes another over the middle. It was almost a 2nd touchdown to Ladd. There's like 4 guys in the area. Huge traffic, and Ladd still comes down with it. It's a 3rd and goal. Can we sneak it? Let's sneak it. Let's sneak it or give it to Najee. I don't see any other options here. Oh, the Chargers are going to run another passing play here. Oh, man. It's Justin Herbert. Fires to the flat, and it's going to be short. They're going to say touchdown. I swear this has happened a few times already, right? One of them was to Conklin. We're going to go ahead and roll it, though. Chargers touchdown! He must have crossed the line. And the Bolts take the lead here. Conklin has been awesome to start his career off with the Chargers, his first season with the Chargers. That's a Chargers touchdown. Let's see some 83s in the chat. We'll see if they call this one back. Madden does this sometimes. That's what I'm worried about. They'll say, I don't know about that. It was close. No, they're going to kick the extra point. Let's go. That is a touchdown. That is a touchdown. It's going to be Cameron Dicker who almost kicks it over the net. It is good. That is a Chargers lead of 14-7 with 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Let's go. You go, the doorman boss. Did I show up just in time for the Conklin touchdown? You sure did, man. You sure did. Are you all settled in? Y'all comfortable? You get that PlayStation some reps this week, baby? What's good? What's good, Hugo? Good to see you, man. Imagine Andre center and Bozeman guard. That's honestly likely. I mean, it could happen. You're more likely to see Zion at center, I think, at this point. I don't know. Andre, we have to wait and see what happens. He was a higher rated center in the game. We'll see if that happens in real life. Dolphins, honestly, with a pretty nice return there past the 30. And here comes Tua, who's looked more or less good this week. 4 for 4, 59 and a touchdown. But he's been taking a lot of heat, man. There's, 3 sacks already? 2 by Thule and 1 from Tier Tart. See if the Chargers can keep the pressure on. I don't know what the Dolphins' offensive line looks like. I know they had somebody retire, right? Was it Armstead who retired? Let me go take a look at their roster real quick. Envy with a 2. Here comes Tua on the play action. It's Tart again, dude. Tarts has been incredible after being given responsibility from the middle. He has been awesome. Tier Tart, his 2nd sack of the game. And Tua is being crunched right now, man. Oh. Protect your quarterback. And there was Bud Dupree also got loose. Still stored away. We need to rearrange furniture and stuff. Turns out, didn't get discharged till Friday, but you're home regardless. All right. We got to get that PlayStation some reps, baby. Have you played Helldivers, Hugo? That's one of my favorite games on PlayStation. Envy Town with the 2. How many fantasy leagues you giving us this year? Ooh, dude. You see, here comes the meme. Here comes the meme. We'll see how many we can fit in this year, dude. I enjoyed the crap out of those year-long leagues that we did last year. It was a set and forget. It was a lot of fun. I checked those periodically every week. And we had like 15 of them. It was ridiculous, but it was so easy to do like 2 drafts or 3 drafts per stream. So I'm gonna aim for at least like 8 or 10 this year. Maybe we'll do more. But we're gonna do a bunch of them again. That was too much fun not to do again. We're gonna make that an annual thing with Underdog. We're gonna do a bunch of those drafts before the season starts. Next pass was incomplete. Tua once again under heat, and now it's time for the Chargers to maybe use a minute and a half to get another score here. That would be awesome. Let's add another 3 or better to pad this lead a little bit. Here comes the punt. Here comes the punt. But thank you, Envy. Another $2 holla. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Here comes the punt. It's a high one. And it was a very high one. It's going to be a return to the 20-yard line by KLS, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Justin Herbert and the Chargers, who still have 3 timeouts. Yeah, that was a good time. No, but I'll have to give it a shot. Hopefully he's on sale by now. It's been out for like a year and a half, 2 years, right? Like I'm thinking maybe it's a little less. Maybe like a year now. A year and a half. That game, I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm very obsessed with it. I play it all the time. I love Helldivers. It was a good time. 1st and 10. It's going to be an underneath pass. It's Amari and Hampton, who again breaks another tackle and takes it out of bounds, stopping the clock. Good play by the rookie. 2nd and 7. Not a lot of yards, but he did everything he could to keep that from being a good play for the Chargers. Underdog, not sleeper. No. We're going to do underdog. If we're going to do another year-long draft, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Well, I'm going to talk to the underdog guys, see if there's something we can do to sponsor something. Here comes another underneath throw. It's Hampton who picks up a yard. Chargers got to burn a time. I know the Dolphins burn a timeout for us. Let's see if the Chargers can convert on 3rd and 6 and still have all 3 timeouts. But we'll see, Envy. I have some fun stuff planned for fantasy this year with you guys. I think at minimum, man, those underdog drafts were so much fun. And then the follow-up of not having to like do any roster moves. That's the first time I had done that. It was really cool. I enjoyed it because I got to hedge my bets early. Justin Herbert, he's going to pass deep. Oh, Conklin. He had an opportunity for a massive play, but it bounces off his hands, and the Dolphins are going to get another opportunity here to try and answer before half. I didn't like that. We only burned about 30 seconds, and the ball's going right back to Miami. What's up, Chargers, Kansas? Good to see you, dude. Here comes the return. I think they got Tyreek on it, but the Bolt's able to cover him up. It's going to be a first down at the 34-yard line for Tua and the Dolphins. They only need, 20, 30 yards to get in field goal range. Let's see if the Chargers can stop that from happening on defense. I'm taking these running back passes, to be honest. I'm telling you, I promise you, Envy, I promise you, you're going to see way more passes to the running back when Omarion's on the field than we saw even last year. Because, again, it's something that statistically Justin Herbert just does every year. I mean, J.K. Dobbins even saw a whole lot of action there. And he wasn't the best receiving back. He wasn't great, or wasn't terrible, but he also wasn't great. Omarion's pretty dang good, dude. Omarion's a very exceptional receiving back. And I think you're going to see Justin Herbert utilizing him a little closer to Austin Eckler than he did J.K. Dobbins, which is only good news if you're Omarion Hampton owner in fantasy football. Now, there's going to be some fights over Omarion this year. Omarion and Ladd are going to get a lot of reaches for in our leagues this year. I can already tell you that much. Here comes a pass underneath. It's the tight end. Maybe not the tight end. Who are you? Oh, it's Westbrook Ikine. Wasn't he a Titan last year? Did he go to the Dolphins? That's going to be 8 yards, and the clock's still moving at midfield for the Dolphins. They're going to go no huddle with just the one timeout left. It's Tua. Tua looking. He's going to take off on the ground. Slides. They don't have a lot of time left. Now at the 43-yard line with 26 seconds and one timeout. Let's see if they need a few more yards to secure a good field goal position for themselves. But, man, they are running out of time. 15 seconds. Maybe time for one play to try and get a little closer for field goal. It's Tua looking. He'll take off on the ground again, and that should do it. They're going to call their timeout. That was a good drive by the Dolphins to put up some points before half. Let's see if the field goal attempt is good. Even in Madden, yeah, Hugo. Laud, good to see you. Continue to feel bad for the guy. He's gotten sacked 4 times this game. 4 in the first half. 2 apiece for Thule and Tier Tart. Tier Tart's been awesome to start the series. That's his 3rd sack, I think, in Sim Sundays. And we are in week 6 now, right? Week 6. It's crazy. That's awesome. From the interior, we needed that. That's definitely a nice Puna Ford step up by Tier Tart. Media last week's awesome to see. Thank you. Hey, absolutely, man. He's gonna be up there a while, man. He's definitely gonna be up there a while. We definitely enjoyed having him here, man. You know, we enjoy having you here now too, dude. Do you think Rocket Sanders will get RB3? It's possible. I think at this point, Kamani Vidal is in that position right now. I think that RB3 and 4 are going to serve a similar purpose in RB1 and 2 in terms of just kind of roles, right? So you got Vidal, who's going to be more primarily your passing downs guy, and then Rocket is going to be, maybe that guy that gets mixed in a little bit here and there for early down work. Does that make sense? But we also have Hassan Haskins to talk about, too. He's a great special teams player. Is he going to make the roster this year? Because I'm telling you right now, it feels like it's either Rocket or Haskins that are going to be either cut or just, placed on the practice squad for the most part. What do you guys think? You think Haskins or Rocket makes the roster? Here comes 1st and 10. Second and 10. Sorry, I missed it. There we go. Second and 10. It's Tua. Tua pocket. Okay, he's taking off a lot more. I think he understands now. It's either get going or get sacked. And Tua's got a lot of yards in this game so far on the ground. That's probably close to 50 right there, huh? What's our Sim Sunday record? Right now we are 3-2. 3-2. With a 14-10 lead over the Dolphins, we're hoping to be 4-2 after this game. We'll see. It's Tua. He's going to get sacked again. Oh, it's the Bolts one more time. 5 sacks in one game is absolutely insane. The Chargers are doing a great job, man, putting heat on the Dolphins. Who's 97 on the Chargers now? It says it's listed here as Garmin Rudolph, but I think that's incorrect in this game. We'll have to wait and see. If you guys let me know if you caught the name. There's a flag now on the Dolphins. It gets even worse. Haskins, 2 valuable special teams players, definitely making the roster. So that's the thing. I mean, do we think it's going to be Rocket Sanders, the exceptional undrafted free agent that gets cut? Do you think Kamani Vidal gets cut? Somebody's got to get cut. You know what I mean? Still not comfortable with our offensive line as a whole. I think the interior still needs some proving. I think there's the pieces, but we got to see it proven. Ooh, man, Tua's got to throw that thing away as the line collapses one more time. Was that? Didn't quite see who got through. I think it was Bud Dupree who broke in. 3rd and 12 coming up. Deshaun Hand. That's right. Deshaun Hand. Deshaun Hand. That's who it is. Is it? He's listed as 91 here. I don't know. I have to wait and see. Maybe they have it wrong on the roster. Oh, dude, it's Tyreek Hill again, man. Oh, Tyreek is keeping this team alive. They're getting absolutely punished. That's the second drive that it feels like we had to stop, and Tyreek able to take this thing all the way. Tarheeb still unable to secure the tackle. The Dolphins are going to take a lead here. It's going to be 14-17 pending extra point with 6.5 minutes left in the third. That blows. Daniel Fernandez, good to see you, dude. Hope the offensive line steps up this year. I think that we inevitably are going to see some improvement from the right guard position, honestly. I think it's impossible to think that you're not going to get that from Mekhi Becton. It's going to be an awesome formula that they're putting together for the right side of that line. It is that center and left guard position, though, that gets me worried. And, you know, your offensive line is only as strong as its weakest link, and I think we got 2 that are of a concern right now. We'll see how they address it in camp. Maybe they find a way to you know, offensive line whisper all these problems away. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that was a yikes. That was a big yikes. New food now. You can enjoy the show. Let's go. Redemption of the sandwich. Hoping we get the old early 2000s uniform concept for our new jersey. Personally, I don't want the yellow jerseys. What you guys think when you use the director yellow jersey sympathizer? Oh, man. I have been definitely messing with you guys a little too aggressively on social media. I need to try and contain myself. I don't know. Sometimes I find a button and it does something very dramatic, and I just like pushing buttons. You know, over the middle, it's Mike Williams for a 9-yard gain. I like pushing buttons. I don't know. I feel like I've told you guys several times prior to that, though. I'm not a big fan of the yellow jerseys either. I mean, I guess I could come around to them. I put one post out where I was like, I think maybe I misjudged you. Where it's like, if it happens, it happens. I guess it's okay. But no, yellow is definitely not very high on my list. I think the last list I made, which was one of those blind ranking videos, it was second to last. The jersey I really don't like. I don't like the very plain looking black jersey for some reason. I don't like that one more than I dislike the yellows. I would rather have the yellows than just like this plain black with some blue and yellow. Unless it's a little bit more creative. It just looks like a cheap knockoff of the Panthers, right? Anyway. Nice carry by the rookie. It's a 2nd and 1. Now we're at midfield. Ooh, Trey Harris is down. See if he makes a return. Don't like seeing that. You're going to see a bit more Quentin Johnston this game with that injury. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a very big fan of the yellows either. They're very low on my list. But the ones that I think would be absolute bangers, obviously the Navy. There's so many. I just have to kind of show you guys because I can describe it, but I'm not going to do it justice. Just the old school Navy, right? The inspiration of the old school Navy. We'll go to it after this play here. It's 2nd and 1. Is it a swing to the running back? It's a pass over the middle. Who are you? It's Quentin Johnston with the speed. Over the middle, QJ is going to pick up a huge amount of yards with his first playback. Very, very nice. Okay, so this here is like number 1 for me. This is the number 1 concept. Absolutely love it. Charger Swap also put one out as well, though. They got me pretty hyped. Go back. We're messing up. No, now we got to go back. We'll go back to the game for a second here. I'll look for the one by Charger Swap. But that's peak right there. Actually, I think I have my list. Yeah, I have a picture of my list. Here we go. You guys probably won't be able to see it very well. But at number 1, it's, yeah, the Navy with, like, the bolts on the outside. Number 2 in this one was the black jersey with the yellow outline. That actually is really sick. I'll take that one. I don't like the number 4 yellow, but I'll take the number 2 yellow. That's mainly black and yellow. 3 is like the outline navies of those jerseys, the outline. Gotta take rid of the sack button here. 2nd and 5 come up for the Chargers. I really don't like the black ones, though. I don't know what to tell you. I'll come back before the next play. This one's gotten the most likes, though, guys. I've been throwing a bunch of jerseys. Not really said much on these posts, just to kind of poke and prod and see which ones you guys like the most via likes. This one's gotten 1,000 likes, dude. Pretty insane. There's a nice carry, or I should say a nice reception there by the tight end. It's going to be Conklin. 1st and goal from the 9. But you guys liked this one 1,100 times. You guys like this white concept. 866 for this one. This is my favorite. Come back in a second. Here comes 1st and goal. Can we get Amari and Hampton out there, please? Let's get a carry. Let's get a carry inside the 10. No, in motion's the running back. I wouldn't mind hitting him, although I think that's Ramsey on him. Maybe not. Over the middle. It's in and out of the hands of Mike Williams. It's going to be a 2nd and goal. This one looks really cool, too. I like this one. It's got 328 likes so far. This one was pretty cool, too. As far as the Royals go, this may be one of the only Royals that I like. But here's the yellow one. Some of you guys are lying, man. This has got the 2nd most likes, 751. And that jersey has gotten more hate than almost anything I've ever posted on my socials. Everybody hates that yellow jersey. But the 751 likes is interesting. That's the 2nd most likes of all of the jerseys I've posted, which is pretty crazy. Somebody's lying. And again, they're not my favorite. They're like my 2nd to least favorite. But I don't think they deserve that much hate. It's Quentin Johnston! Touchdown, Chargers! QJ making a case to get more snaps next week? ? He's getting an opportunity, and he's really rolling with it. What do you guys think? Do we move him up the depth chart next week? Maybe a little bit more work above Mike Williams? ? I don't know. QJ, redemption arc here in Week 6 versus the Dolphins. He's seen a few targets here and there throughout the year so far. So this is the first game where injuries dictates more work for him, and so far he's put up, like 50 yards and a touchdown in half a quarter? I don't know. We may have to move him up. These are where opportunities are earned. The chrome one I posted was pretty sick. Okay, yeah. While we're kicking off, I'll go show you guys this. Again, here's some more yellow jersey. This is the first one everybody started freaking out on me about. Perhaps I misjudged you. I could live with it, I think is what we're saying. Okay, I could live with that jersey. It's fine, whatever. It would be a missed opportunity to do something crazy cool, but I think I could live, right? And you guys, again, they like this one 471 times. So somebody out there likes the yellow. And I know you guys like the yellow because every time I go to a game, I see a handful of yellow jerseys that everybody's bought at the team store. Anyway, I think you're talking about this one, right? This is pretty cool. It does scream Detroit Lions a lot. But that being said, it's pretty sick, and I think it would be cool, like, alternate away jersey, right? I don't know. I like them a lot. I think I might do another video where I compile all these new concepts that we didn't really talk about onto another one. This is like one of my absolute favorites here. I don't think this one made the video. It wasn't done yet. But this is awesome. This is a great jersey. That is so clean. Great throwback. Love everything about it. I'm going to have to do another video, huh? Yeah, Charger Swap is the best. He is very talented. To the sideline. He's going to get it. 8 yards. To Waddle, who hasn't seen a whole lot of work this week. It's going to be a 2nd and 2. Chargers 21-17 lead here in the third quarter. We're trying to protect it. Yeah, those are, like, for the white jerseys, those are incredible. Absolutely incredible. 2nd and 2, Tua. 2nd and Tua. All I know is we're in for a treat. I'm inclined to agree. Here comes Bud Dupree. Oh, that's a huge sack. Is that 6 sacks this week, dudes? Tua has been under fire. Does their offensive line suck so bad? I know they lost their tackle. Did they lose a whole bunch of other people, too? I remember thinking that they needed offensive linemen in the draft. And we could be seeing the result of that. The Chargers are just feasting this week on Tua. He stood no chance. Love that. And one more time before the next play. I put out a thread in terms of like a vote on which one you guys like more. This is definitely like the jersey. This one and the Omarion Photoshop. That's the jersey I'm hoping for. Tyreek Hill with the drop. Nice defense there by Alohi Gilman. When things are announced on the 15th. That's the one. That's the one that I'm hoping for. But if I had to guess, this is the one I think we're going to get. Just based on stuff that I've heard and speculation and whatever, educated guess, it feels like that's the one we're going to get, which, again, that's fine. I like the one with the white, the more throwbacky looking jersey instead. Yeah, oh, that's right. That's who they drafted. Yeah, I don't know. They're getting obliterated this game. They are getting obliterated. There's some clean ones, though. I think this is the most shocking result that I've had so far, though. 1,100 likes for the white outline. Again, don't get me wrong. I like it. I think of the outline jerseys, that's probably one of my favorite. But it's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Here comes 1st and 10. It's Herbert over the middle. Ooh, big shot taken by Omari and Hampton. It's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. Chargers holding on to a 4-point lead. That one's clean. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Almost blocked that punt. Oh, I must have missed it. 2nd and 10. Lots of passing. We may change offensive playbooks next game. It's going to be incomplete by Justin Herbert. See if we can get a little bit more running out there. Somebody left a comment saying that Madden doesn't run very much unless you run these specific playbooks. I think it was Green Bay, the Steelers, and one more. We might try the Steelers playbook next. Steelers feel pretty appropriate. The guy who got the touchdown, at the draft, he's big. Oh, cool. You met Quentin Johnston. Yeah, he's huge. He's like 6'4". He's a big guy. Here comes 4th and 10. The Dolphins finding some success out here defensively. Want something in the night sky, yellow lightning bolts. Kind of like a dark Charger Saga look. Me too. I think that's why I kind of want to go back to the classic Navy look, because it feels like it's so appropriate for the Jim Harbaugh era. Like, I want something that's iconic to the Harbaugh era, right? When you think of Marty, when you think of LT, when you think of Sayal, like there's certain jerseys I associate with those players, especially like LT, man. You see all my LT memorabilia is the same navy, right? That's a great throwback for this new era. I like it a lot. Over the middle, it's Tua. He's going to find his guys at Akine again. Chargers trying to hold on to this lead, man. It's been kind of a back and forth game today. If they can have only one helmet, I doubt it'll be white. No, that was the first bit of news that we got in the offseason, that the Chargers have an alternate helmet this year. So there's plenty of teams that have more than one helmet, right? The Bengals being a good example of that. The Chargers are going to be one of those teams this year that have more than one helmet. So I think whatever helmet you see associated with the Color Rush uniforms is going to be different than the normal white that we use every week. His jersey dad got him autographed at the draft. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, we're rooting for QJ. He may get some more snaps next week on the Sim series too. He's 50 yards and a touchdown with just a few opportunities. Looks nice. What's up, Tokes? Here comes Tua. He's gonna fire over the middle. Finds his guy. Is that Jonnu Smith? Is Jonnu still a member of the? Yeah, it is. Is he still a member of the Dolphins? I feel like everybody's being traded from the Dolphins, or at least talked about. They've talked about Tyreek. They've talked about Jonnu. They've talked about, of course, Jalen Ramsey. Like, feels like everybody who's anybody on the Dolphins, there's trade talks revolving around him. Here comes a carry. It's Achan, and he's going to get tackled behind the line. Nice work. It's going to be Cam Hart from the cornerback position. Let's get another sack. 7 sacks in 1 week would be filthy. I think we got 2 sacks in our first game last week, and then another 2 sacks in the game after. We could double that in one game versus Tua, which is insane. Rams to the Chargers is a high percentage. Yeah, it's being talked about. I mean, again, I'm not officially associated with the team, so I don't know what's officially happening. But as a fandom, and speculation is that it would make a lot of sense, especially now that there's talks that the Dolphins could be eating a big chunk of his salary. If Ramsey ends up being more Ortiz contract friendly, I think there's a really real possibility that he comes and plays with Derwin James. Najee can't escape the Steeler playbook. We might try it next game. Nice defense there. Dante Jackson with a nice defense on Waddle. It'll be 3rd and 11. That's what we got Jackson on the roster for. Keep those speedsters locked down if we can. Brandon with the Go Texans. Yay. Navy tops, yellow bottoms. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the yellows in some configuration, the pants, but they're not my favorite. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really love the yellow pants as much. Here's Tooley trying to get his 3rd sack of the game. It's not going to happen. And Tyreek Hill's going to be 3 yards short of the first down. Chargers may have gotten a stop here. Let's see if the Dolphins decide to go for it in midfield. Get another sack, I'm hoping. Let's watch USA take on Costa Rica. Let's go. Then Rams just seems more likely to be a Charger than a Ram. The Rams' cap space isn't that great. Les Snead is not desperate to take that contract. Yeah, and he's already played for the Rams. Maybe there's an opportunity there. I don't know. But the Chargers seem, I think, more likely than a lot of people are giving us credit for. I think that a lot of us write it off because it's this huge contract. It's a situation that Joe Ortiz hasn't done at all, in his time so far with the Bolts. It just doesn't seem likely. But when you take into account that the Dolphins would be taking on a large portion of that contract, and it's maybe going to cost you a 4th or 5th round pick, and you do have a need at the position of corner, it does make a lot more sense there. Chargers pinned inside the 2. That was a crazy punt. Here comes a nice carry. It's Amarian Hampton. Almost got away there. 2nd and 2. 8-yard carry for the rookie. Good start getting out of that hole. Hampton, 1,200 yards. It's possible. I officially would maybe still take the under there, but the ceiling is certainly in that range to me, for sure. Another carry. Ooh, it's Hampton. Hampton's going to round the corner. Can he break another tackle? Oh, Hampton. Speaking of which, man, his ears are burning. Now we're seeing some running. all the way to the 31-yard line. We were pinned at the 2-yard line, and Hampton single-handedly with 2 runs has taken us to the 31. Let's go. Big run by the rookie. Let's go, Bolts. You have a petition for no yellow pants? I don't hate them. Like, I will... Every once in a while, it is refreshing. But me personally, I prefer the white pants, for sure. I prefer it. It's Justin Herbert on his first throw at 31-yard line. Herbert having a bit of an off day here as we see the exact same animation from 2 different players. That is Madden for you. He wants to play with Derwin. It's now or never. I agree with you there. I think this is his last opportunity to play with Derwin James. And I'm thinking that's part of the talks. I don't know how big a part it is, but I know it's a part of the talks of where he's going. Here's another carry. It's Omarion, dude. Omarion Hampton wants to close this game out. Another big run for the rookie. $5 holla coming in from Chase. What's up, Chase? Just bought my game and plane ticket to the Brazil season opener. Is anyone else going? I'll be there solo. Dude, you're going to find so many friends out there via the Bolt fam, I promise you. You're gonna be very much so in good company out there, dude. Nice play. Omarion Hampton. Once again, dude. Through the air, on the ground. He's single-handedly trying to put this game away for the Bolts, dude. Let's go, number 8. Let's see those numbers in the chat. 8 is single-handedly trying to put this one away. Is anybody else going to Brazil? Man, that's huge. That's awesome. I hope you have a lot of fun. I hope that you take some time to enjoy more of the tourist elements of Brazil as well. Stay safe. It could be a little rough from what we hear, but that's awesome being able to travel internationally to go catch your Chargers. It feels like home a little bit, you know, safe in terms of like I'm here with the Bolt fam, but also you're in a new place, which can kind of be exciting. I know. That's cool. Stay safe first and foremost, but have fun. Have fun. Thank you, Chase. $5 holla. That is awesome. Packers looking more like a banana than the Chargers. The Packers, 2nd and 10. Omarion Hampton, can he put this one away? Let's see if we can get another carry out of him. It's Justin Herbert. Goes over the middle, finds Quentin Johnston, who's going to get more playing time next week. We may see him step up over Mike Williams, I think is what we're going to do in this next game. We'll see how he does. If he can maintain 50 yards in the next game, we'll keep him at that spot for a while. But I want to be able to mix in Mike a little bit more. 3rd and 2. It's going to be a carry. It's Omarion. Omarion Hampton. Nice block by Zion Johnson. Omarion's breaking every tackle in front of him. He's going to get us inside the 10. Dude, Omarion, dude, he has just turned it on in this 4th quarter. He's been impossible to stop. And now at the 9-yard line, I want to see him take it in. Dude, Omarion Hampton is going crazy. He needs a breather, though. We're going to bring in Najee Harris for his first carry of the game. That's kind of crazy. We'll see more of him in the Steelers playbook. It's a play action over the middle. He's going to find his tight end for 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal with 3.5 minutes. Pass support renewed in time. Brazil scares me for some reason. It does have that reputation. Stay safe. But definitely see if you can find some friends in the Bolt fam to meet up with. There's going to be a near catch by Conklin, who's shaken up in that play. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. So the Chargers could take a full 6-7 point lead with a field goal here, but I'd love to have this one put away via touchdown. This is kind of your only opportunity to do so. Who are we looking for? Quentin Johnston's been awesome in the red zone. We have Mike Williams out there. Oh, he almost hit QJ over the middle, but it's too far. Chargers got to settle for 3 here and keep that score closer to overtime than loss here. So we've got Cameron Dicker coming up to keep the lead a solid 7. They were able to pad it a little bit. What I would have loved to see that drive given more opportunity to the running backs to close it out. Too much passing in the end there, in my opinion. Take a backup phone if you go to Brazil. Yeah, please just go on YouTube. There's traveler YouTubers and bloggers and stuff that will have, these 10 tips to have a safe trip in Brazil. Like, I'm sure that he's gonna get all that locked in, but be safe out there. Be safe. If you're on YouTube, I'm gonna be opening my YouTube TV account again to watch games. Yeah, we'll see how we're doing it this year. Last year it was surprisingly easy to utilize the NFL Game Pass with the VPN. We'll see if it's as easy this year. Every once in a while they make it tougher, right? Last year it was pretty good. I had a subscription to it that I would go check in on. Of course, I had YouTube TV as well, just because I want to make sure I have access to the games for our streams on Sundays. Every once in a while, the streams on Game Pass will be a little less consistent. Like, you'll be like, oh man, it's not working for a little while, and then they'll fix it. But for the most part, last year it was working. I would say like 95% of the season. It was pretty great. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can do that again this year. I'll get together with those guys and see if they've cracked the code. Here comes 1st and 10 from the Dolphins. It's Tua. Let's get another sack. Go get him, bud. It's going to be an underneath pass to Achane. It's a 2-yard gain. Ooh, scary. 10 tips. Have a safe trip up to MetLife Stadium as a Chargers fan for a Giants game. That's awesome. Yeah, New York could be crazy, dude. I've been to New York once. I went to Jersey. I went to New York. And then to, what's the island called for the Statue of Liberty? That as well. I had a lot of fun. Like, some of the people were, like, strange, but they were cool. Jersey was a little bit more aggro. But it was fun. Had the best pizza I've ever had in my entire life. Kind of walk around and run around the city a little bit. It was cool. It's not my scene, I'll say that, but I'm glad that I've seen it at least once. It was a good time. I may end up wanting to go back and try out more, because we're only there for like a day. We're driving. We decided to stop in New York and check it out before going to the more countryside of New York. Oh, double batted in the air. Almost saw another interception for Dan Henley, who already has one on the season. It's 4th and 12. Let's go defense. You got to imagine maybe the Dolphins go for it. I don't know. Under 2 minutes, 4th and 12. Yeah, they're going to go for it. Let's see if they can put this game away. We'll catch this super chat from Chase here in just a second. Here comes Tua. He's going to pass to the outside. And, oh, dude, the batting, the tip passes. They're going to make you hold your breath multiple times this drive. Was it Dan Henley again? It's going to be denied. Not today. And it feels like that helps put this game away for the Chargers. Let's give the ball to Amari Hampton several times and put this one away. Chase with the 16 months, 2 days in Sao Paulo, then 2 days in Rio. That's the way to do it. Phone will be tucked in your underwear. Throat punch, ready to go. Let's go, Chase. Yeah, he's doing his research. He's ready to go. Dude, have an incredible time, man. Incredible experience. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. That would be so. I thought about it. I was like, I don't know. It would be crazy. Here comes another great Omarion Hampton carry. 2nd and 2. Man, there's some. So you guys got to start thinking about who's getting the game ball this week. We saw some awesome plays. Justin Herbert had an up and down game. Still 24 points is great. Omarion Hampton has had an incredible 4th quarter. Tooley had an incredible first half. He had 2 sacks and a strip fumble, which resulted in a touchdown. You guys got to start thinking about who gets the game ball here if the Chargers are able to close this one out, because, man, there's been some nice contributors this week. Here comes Omarion, who, with a second effort, gets the first down, helping drain the clock even more. Man, dude, did you see that? He was tackled behind the line, and with a second effort, he got across and burned another timeout with a first down in front of him. It's been an incredible, incredible 4th quarter for Omarion. See the Henley repost of Jefferson's post on Twitter? No, I'm going to catch it after the stream. That sounds awesome. Director, is YouTube the best way to make sure I don't miss a single Chargers game this season? Unfortunately, it is going to be the best way right now. Oh, did we see a fumble? Omarion. I think that fumble maybe takes him out of the game ball conversation a little bit. Ugh. The Dolphins have a chance. He looks like he was down, though. Let's see if they take a second look at it. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. The offense is coming out. You got to imagine that it's going to stay, but that's too bad. First fumble of the season for the rookie. Maybe the first fumble we've seen from the Chargers running backs this season so far. There is a booth review. Okay, there's some hope. There's some hope. Was he? I was about to say. I felt like he was down. They're taking another look at it. They're taking another look at it. It is close. As far as Madden is concerned, that's pretty close. But I think his tush is down. Don't look at the elbow. Look at the butt. I think his butt is down before the football comes out. I think it's turned over. It just said 2nd and 13 a second ago. I think they turned it over. Yeah, Chargers maintain possession. All right, cool. It is turned over. No fumble for Amari and Hampton. Okay, he's back in the conversation for game ball this week. I was like, I don't know about that one. Let's see if he can clean it up with a touchdown here. If he can pin it up with a touchdown. I form. It's Omarion who's going to try and get to the edge there, but too much traffic. It's going to be 3rd and 13. With the Chargers, yes, firmly in field goal range, they should be able to find enough of a lead to put this one away. Second wallet, too. Yeah, all those websites. I'm not going to say I didn't used to use those at one point in time. They were like the plan B. But it is definitely sketchy. You especially nowadays, there's a lot of ways to steal information. That's why we have to be especially careful. Especially, I'm going to say this. I have to be especially because my whole in my entire career is on my social media accounts. And my YouTube accounts, I have to be extremely careful with when it comes to my security. But other people should be too. You know what I mean? But it's just become too expensive. That's why I partnered with the ExpressVPN, if I'm being honest with you. And this was back in the day of DirecTV, which feels a little more or less past at this point, right? I think they still do have Sunday Ticket and some other things or whatever to watch the games. But back in the day of DirecTV, dude, I was at war with that whole idea. I hated the idea that I had to sign a contract and keep TV that I never watched just to watch football. YouTube TV sucks too. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say it sucks. I'm going to say that I'm not a big fan of having to pay for TV because I don't watch TV. Who watches TV? We watch YouTube. We watch Netflix. We watch, Amazon. I never watch real TV anymore. I can't stand the commercials. I'm a commercial-free guy. But at least you can get out of the contract once you're done with the football season. It's just so expensive, man. You're talking like $1,000 to watch football. More, I think, this season, which is absurd. Which is why, again, we partnered with Express to give a cheaper alternative. I think it was something like $90 last year for the whole season. It was awesome. Here comes Tua. It's to the sideline, incomplete. And yeah, they're just playing. They're playing with the rest of the time here. This is going to be a win for the Chargers, and honestly an awesome win. A really, really clean end to the game, which we're hoping to see a lot more in the regular season in actual football. This team with the ability to put the game away with the run game in the way that we saw this last week. It was awesome. Here's Tua. Tua is going to try and take it downfield. It's going to be a nice touchdown play potentially to Waddle. Oh, he's going to get stopped right before the score, and it's going to be over. Even if he scored, it was over. But a nice game there by Jim Harbaugh and his running team, his running backs. As defense by Jesse Minter went absolutely bananas this week to the sound of 6 or 7 sacks. Awesome, awesome game. TV is dead. Yeah, I'm not. There's no way. I don't foresee them ever coming back. I remember the Reddit days. Game ball D-line. Yeah, that could definitely be the game ball. Oh, wow. All right, let's take a look at the highlight or the stats. and see where you guys go with the game ball. Tua had a good day. Justin didn't really have to throw as much, which is what we're hoping to see in real life, too. Tua for 241 and 2 is actually not too bad, considering how much heat he was under. But rushing, I think, certainly goes to Amari and Hampton this week, man. Averaging 6.3 a carry is absurd. Only 12 attempts for 76 yards is awesome. Didn't get the touchdown, but I think when you add up his receiving, I think he's going to get close to 100 yards today. Tua 3 for 30, which is interesting. Let's go to receiving. Tyreek Hill for 126 and 2 yards is certainly not out of the realm of possibility. Here's the Amari and Hampton stat, 49 yards. That's well over 100 yards for the rookie this week. No touchdown, but great week for him. McConkey got his score. Quentin Johnston got a score. Nice moves there. And then defensively, 2 sacks for Thule, including the strip sack, the forced fumble, which resulted in a touchdown to Ladd McConkey close afterwards. You had Bud Dupree on 1.5, Tier Tartan 1.5. What is that now? 5? 6? 6 sacks for the Chargers. That is crazy. 6 sacks is awesome. That defensive line went absolutely bananas. What do you guys think? Who gets the game ball? Can we give it to the entire defensive line? Is that fair? I don't know. I kind of want to give it to Thule, because you have to also take into account that forced fumble, man. That forced fumble, which did result in a touchdown very shortly afterwards. I think the game ball is going to go to Thule for me. I feel good about Thule. Yeah, Thule. That's good. That's a good game. All right, guys. Give me 1 second as I set up the next game. It's going to be the Chargers Colts, I think, right? Let's see. Yeah, Chargers home game versus the Colts. But I'm going to make a quick roster move, too. I'm going to move Quentin Johnston up the roster a little bit. We'll see a little less of Mike Williams, a little bit more of Quentin Johnston going into week 7. That could be a possibility. Edit the rosters and move in QJ. By the way, 3 games today. I don't know if you guys heard at the top of the show. 3 games. This week. So we got the Colts, and then we're going to close it out with the Minnesota Vikings game. It'll be fun. Even considering the late start today. All right, setting up the Chargers versus Vikings game. Or excuse me, versus the Colts game. Colts. That's what we were looking for, the Colts. There we go. Nice win for the Chargers versus the Miami Dolphins. When is this one being played? Evening? Here we go. Game 2 of the episode. Here come the Bolts versus Colts. The Bolts v. Colts. Nathan Smith, good to see you. How we are, Director. We are doing good. A very nice win in the first game at the Dolphins. Chargers really, I mean, honestly, they took control of that one on the ground. That looked great. Give me 1 second, guys. We're going to restart this one because I wanted to change the playbook, remember? And there's still time. We're going to quit this one. We're going to change the Chargers over to the Steelers playbook, right? That's what we were talking about. Steelers playing some college football. Nice. Dude, College Football 26 comes out in like a week, right? Excited. Is it July 10th? So it's in a couple weeks. Still very excited. Advanced settings. Let's go to Pittsburgh. See if that makes a difference here. And we'll get the right time in there. Okay, cool. Let's see if we like this playbook a little bit more. I'm just hoping to see more running. More running. Like a good idea. I want to see more of what the Chargers offense might actually look like. We've seen a lot of passing in the Niners playbook. Let's see what the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook looks like with Amari and Hampton, who had an awesome day last week. I should say last game. Hopefully Derwin makes it to halftime without a helmet to helmet. Or Q, Spam, Doobie. Director, Madden Sim, let's go. Let's go. Sounds like a good existence, my friend. It's almost football season. Yes, it is, Ted. We're getting close. We are a few days away from being in the month where the Chargers' first preseason game of the year will be taking place in July 31st. But we should say more so that we're excited for the month of training camp. I think training camp is so much fun, dude. I'm gutted I won't be able to make it out this year. But it is definitely a good time if you guys haven't been. Colts. New to Madden. How did you get all the rookies to the Chargers? So they made it more difficult, which is super annoying. But you can go and download rosters. So if you search like Madden 26 or roster update or whatever, you can download the roster and then load it in and play with the new rosters throughout the leagues. A lot of people do like making those rosters every year. It used to be TFG. You guys remember him? That franchise guy? He was like the dude for that every single season. I think he's since then moved on to bigger, better things in terms of like a broader football channel, which he's one of the best out there, especially when it comes to the draft. But you'll still find some pretty solid rosters. I'm using one that I found. I'll have to wait and I'll have to post what the name was. You guys can search it. But yeah, definitely awesome. Definitely a good time. I would just search on YouTube, by the way. Just search on YouTube how to update the rosters. I'll give you a really good tutorial on how to do it. Yeah, you can't obviously play with it on like online or anything, but you can load it into a franchise. You can play on Quick Play or whatever. Just see all the new players loaded in without having to buy the new Madden. But I'll be honest with you guys, this new Madden looks pretty good. I didn't have a lot of hopes for this one. This one was fine, I guess. I didn't play a whole lot of it anyway. Here comes a nice run. Amari and Hampton for 3 yards. Hey, do we have hope? First play is a run play. Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook is the move. I want to see more running. Let's go. First play is a run play. 2nd and 7. Of course, the Steelers pass plenty, too. This might be a pretty... Yeah, here we go. 5 wide. This might be a really good playbook to roll with. 2nd and 7. Justin Herbert throws underneath. Oh, Amari and Hampton got caught looking the wrong way. It's 3rd and 7. Spain had to mix and match players, teams, get some of the ways new guys in. Yeah, definitely just go find a roster and load it. Look up on YouTube the tutorial. It'll make it a lot easier. It's Justin Herbert. He's going to go over the middle, and oh, it's batted at the line. Nice play. Is that Quiddy Pay? Who's 99? That's not Quiddy. It's somebody else. Let's go to the Colts roster real quick. It's DeForest Buckner. That's right. It's Buckner. It is Buckner. And the Chargers got to punt it away. Here comes the return by the Colts past the 30-yard line. By the way, if you guys are following along, Chargers are now 4-2 in this sim series. 4-2. We're hoping to end the day. What would it be? 5-2, 6-2 would be awesome. How insane would that be? Because we are streaming the Vikings game after this one. More realistic of Harbaugh the entire time. Pass run. I think the 49ers would be a good playbook that we use. Yeah, that's what we used last game. We used that one last game. We've been using the Niners for the most part in the Sim series. We just didn't see enough running. We'll experiment and see what we can find. Somebody mentioned that the Steelers playbook was good in Sims. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Here comes the first pass. Is it Richardson or is it Daniels? Who's the quarterback starting for Indianapolis? That's a really good question. Madden's going to go with whoever has the highest overall, which I'm not sure who it would be. It looks like it's Richardson. Anthony Richardson quarterbacking the Indianapolis Colts in this sim series. Richardson stepping back, fires over the middle. He's going to find his running back, Jonathan Taylor. He's going to pick up the first down and a little extra. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. 142 in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. It's been an awesome time. Sim Series definitely was off to a rocky start, but it looks a lot better now that we got some of the settings dialed in. It's going to be a nice tackle by Derwin James on Jonathan Taylor. A little bit of smack talk there, and a 2nd and 13 coming up for Anthony Richardson. I don't know if anybody cares. There's only 142 people in here, mostly Chargers fans. I'm going to ask anyways. Richardson's going to get sacked. It's Thule again. Thule's having a breakout season on Sim Series, dude. It's been unreal. His 3rd sack in 2 weeks. And we're only a few minutes into the first quarter. 45's in the chat, dude. 45's in the chat. For Thule Tuipulotu, who's having an awesome breakout. I mean, he's already been great, but even a further breakout in Sim Series so far. There's Anthony Richardson, and he's going to take another sack. It's Thule again with Khalil Mack. I think initially it was Hand that got in there. Deshaun, Hand, Thule, and Mack all got a hand on that one. Another sack, dude. This defensive line has been unreal the last few weeks. Yeah, he's been unbelievable. Anyway, I was going to ask you guys if anybody cares. All I'm going to say is Rider Lions. Anybody care? No? I don't know. Y'all care? I care. Dude, I'll be honest, I care. I care tremendously. That's going to be awesome. Nobody? It's fine. It's fine. Rider Lions. Rider Lions. That's going to be a good time. First and 10, Chargers at the 32-yard line. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. It feels like there's a shift happening in the conference right now. It feels great. First and 10. It's Justin Herbert. Let's see if we get a bit more running this drive, too. We had one nice carry. It's going to be a play action over the middle. Dude, Quentin Johnston in traffic once again. It's going to be a first down. Nice play, QJ. QJ's been looking good, man. Yeah, dude, have you heard about what happened this morning with Ratliff? Ratloff or whatever? I don't know if it's official or anything. I was just kind of like waking up, looking at some of the news. He might transfer because all that stuff that happened. Here comes another carry. Ooh! Ooh! Dude, a nice push-off by Amarian. He got laid up on afterwards, though. But, man, dude, 7-yard gain. Oh, that was nice. That was a nice run by Amarian. Marion. Anyway, for those of you guys that don't know, Ratloff, the quarterback of BYU, he broke the team's code of conduct, right? And so he's, I think, again, I don't know if this is official. I think he was suspended 7 games. And he can be transferred and start at another school that doesn't carry the same strict rules for what he's being suspended for. Anyway, that situation blows. But BYU ended up getting one of the best recruits in the country and the best, the Gatorade Player of the Year in California, in Rider Lions. And he's going to be maybe the best quarterback since Zach Wilson at BYU. I'm very excited. He might be better than Zach Wilson, if I'm being honest. I'll have to wait and see. Would I draft a tight end next year, or would you bet on Aronde? Right now, what I'm hearing is Aronde. Ryder won't be playing until 26. Yeah, no. He might not even play till 27, right? Because he's serving an LDS mission, and then he'll have his redshirt season, and then 27, I think, is the plan. But we'll wait and see, especially now with the Rotloff thing unfolding. Nice run by Justin Herbert, 11 yards and a first down. Thank you, big Justin Herbert. Still going to be BYU. Dude, I was at that game last year. We were undefeated at that point, too. And we totally had written you guys off, man. But your freaking running back and Luke Grimm, yeah, it was not a pleasant experience. I was at that game. Here's the next carry or the next pass by Justin Herbert. 3 yards to his tight end Conklin. And the Bolts now at the 28-yard line. Nice drive so far. The honor code, yeah, the honor code. Yep. Ryder won't be playing until 26 season. Yeah, at the very earliest, I think. I think he's doing the 1 year mission. Most LDS missionaries serve 2 years. I think he's doing the 1 year, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I think 26, 27 is what to expect. Still very exciting. Good times ahead. Ooh, overthrown, risky play by Herb. Luckily, Ward didn't pick that one off. It's 3rd and 7 coming up for the Bolts. Running lines next, Caleb Williams. You never know, dude. That would be insane. That would be insane. But sorry, to finish answering your question, Oronde Gadsden, man, with stuff that we're hearing and seeing lately, like, yeah, I don't know. Dude, Herbert really trying to get the ball to Trey Harris in double coverage 2 plays in a row. I don't know if I like that. They're going to have to bring out Dicker for a 3-point try. Just try and get that lead early here. But yeah, Gadsden has looked incredible. I think you're going to see, if we can get Gadsden in the realm of 300 to like 500 yards, somewhere in that range, I think we have our tight end 1 next season pretty comfortably. Of course, it's going to be tough to get him on the field with Conklin out there, et cetera, et cetera. But I think he's capable. I think it's going to be tough to keep him off the field considering his speed and his availability. I think that he gets open a lot. And Justin Herbert, we've already seen a lot of chemistry beginning to develop between the two of them just because of how available he makes himself to the quarterback. 1-star tight end away and 1 guard away from being a near-perfect offense. That's true. That's true. So next season, if we hit on Oronde and he's the tight end 1, we can comfortably draft a guard in the first, pick or 2 picks, maybe 3 picks, in the first 3 picks, and feel really comfortable about the offensive line. You know what I mean? Center, though, is also one that we got to figure out. I'm still not quite sold in the whole idea of Zion Johnson at center, but you can usually hit on those in the 4th or 5th round, too, if you know what you're doing. I don't know why we didn't last year. Last year was the year to draft a center, and we just flat out didn't do it. And we saw some really good centers out of that class, even in their first year, really pop off. What's our weakest area right now? Defensive line. Our weakest area? Yeah, probably, but I'm seeing some nice potential there. There's Tooley again. Not a sack this time, but a nice tackle. Tooley's having another great game this week. Tooley's really popping off in the Sim series, man. That's probably one of the most shocking things of the Sim series so far is just Tooley is going off. Late pick, yeah. Yeah, it's been nuts. If we lose our defensive coordinator coach, who do you think we might go into? Oh gosh. Another one of the coaches has been, I think he's being prepped for that in terms of the Chargers defensive coaches. Man, his name is slipping my mind. Is it Klink? Hang on. Coaches. Yeah. Steve Klingscale. That might be one of them that's being prepared for it. Which, in the history of a Jim Harbaugh team, you've seen that a lot, where the coaches get sniped or they go on another place, and he finds another coach that really adopts the same ideals and the system and all that, and they still are able to carry the success of the previous coach. Yeah, Klingscale, yep. I think that may end up being the next DC for the Chargers if Jesse Minter gets sniped. Here comes the punt. Nice defense right there. You blinked, you would have missed it. Chargers held him to 3 yards, and they get the football right back on offense. There you go. Wouldn't be too sure how creative he would be with the defensive line, how Minter is. Because Minter was after... Oh, man, dude. This was a while ago that I was doing all this research. There was another defensive coordinator with the Michigan Wolverines that helped build this system. He ended up going back to the Ravens. And then Minter, who was also part of this system. Oh, nice reception. Oh, it's going to be out of bounds. He was part of this Ravens system a while ago. He came back to Michigan with Coach Harbaugh, and he ended up being one of the best decisions he's made in a long time. And he just did that a few times with that whole idea, the whole system, the whole scheme in Michigan at least. Man, what was his name? It was the first coach that helped really build that system in Michigan. Man, what was his name? I don't know if I'll find it anytime soon. But anyway, there was another defensive coordinator from the Ravens that helped implement this. There's Lad McConkey with the breakaway. He's going to pick up the first down. Lightning Lad. He doesn't know me on that anyway. But yeah, long story short, Harbaugh has been really good at substituting when he has to his coordinators. And it's been awesome so far. The one big question mark I think most of us still have is Greg Roman. And we'll see how this all works out now that he has a better fitted roster to his system this year. Mike McDonald, there you go. I'm sitting here like racking my brain. I was like, he's with the Seahawks now, right? And then Mike McDonald helped build that defense in Michigan. It was like for a year or two, right? And then he went back to the Ravens. And then from there, Jesse Minter was brought in as the defensive coordinator, who at the time was the defensive backs coach, right, of Baltimore. Anyway, it all stems from that tree. And so far, it's looked really good when he's had to elevate other coaches into that position. Yeah, Mike McDonald, that's it. That's it. Here comes a carry for nice Hampton. Pushing and shoving his way forward for a nice gain. It's 1st and 10 from the 27. Mike McDonald, yes, who we all know is a great coach. Is he the head coach now of the Seahawks, right? Is he head coach now? Head coach Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, he's been great. See, it's going to be scary again, especially with Nick Emanwari and Derwin James 2.0. Yeah. We'll see how that works out for him. You might be seeing a resurgence of the Legion of Boom. Yeah. Hugo, welcome back. Here's a 1st and 10. Let's run it. Hampton. It's Hampton to the side. Ooh, Hampton with a nice block. It's a touchdown for the rookie. Omarion Hampton. Man, this playbook's really working out for him, isn't it? Steelers playbook feels good for Omarion. And the Bolts are on top. What's going to be 10-0 at this point? Let's go. Look at that blocking too, man. You had Conk out there, McConkey. You had Rashawn Slater. Beautiful blocking for Omarion Hampton to walk that one in. Touchdown. Chargers. It'll be a 10-0 lead pending the extra point. Let's go, dude. You know, to see some of the rookies this year seems like a great buzz at the Bolt. Oh, yeah. I think, honestly, the Chargers did this so well, too, with J.K. Dobbins. I know they did this on purpose because I was there at camp, and I was like, guys, are we all seeing the same thing here? Gus Edwards, he was great. And I say this a lot because I love to brag about it, but I was at his first press conference for the Chargers. I got to ask some of the coaches questions in that press conference, which was such a huge experience for me. But the talk at the time was Gus Edwards, running back one. It's going to be, this ground and pound offense, this and that. And nobody really talked about J.K. Dobbins too much, even after he was signed a little bit late, this and that. And as training camp got going, as we got to see more of him, we're all thinking, man, we got this guy that looks like a prototypical running back with the speed to really take it to the house from anywhere and really work in this offense a little bit more. But there was not much talk about him until we saw him break onto the scene. It was like week 1 or 2. It was very early. And very early, he took basically the role from Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards had like a week or two of, a larger snap count on the offense for run plays. But J.K. Dobbins, man, as soon as he started seeing some work, he never let go. The momentum just kept building until eventually he was outpacing Gus Edwards like 3-1, 4-1. And I think we're going to start seeing a little bit of the same this season. I think Omarion, they haven't been talking too much about him because they know he's going to be a dog. Like, they know that we got ourselves an RB1. And we don't want the world knowing about it before we drop that bomb on defenses all over the league. I'm very, very confident that Omarion's going to be a huge difference maker for this team, dude. Hey, looking at Hampton touchdown. Yes, sir. We're looking good. Chargers predictably having a pretty good game versus the Colts so far. This is, by the way, if you're looking for like the best chance at catching a Chargers win this season at SoFi, get tickets to this game. I think the Colts are still a ways away from being a complete roster. There's question marks everywhere at quarterback, etc. I think the Chargers should be able to handle them. Again, I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood or whatever, but this seems like the game to go to. Here's Richardson. He's going to get sacked by Thule again. Dude. Thule has 4 sacks in 2 weeks. This, I don't know, man. If he keeps this up, he'll be competing for a Defensive Player of the Year. Oh my goodness, Thule. And we're still in the first half. He's going absolutely bananas in this sim series. Someone said 1,200 for Hampton. I'd just say just under 11 for his rookie year, which is not bad at all. Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. But that's where I'm saying is that I think you see, I'm a bit comfortable with that. I think Omarion passes 1,000, but just barely. And it could be even just under that. Like, let's say 8 or 900 yards on the ground. I think he makes up a nice chunk, like 300, 400, 500 yards through the air as well, though. I think he's going to have well over 1,000 yards total in his rookie season. Just depends on how you want to split up the running and the receiving. I think at very minimum, he's going to get 200 or 300 yards receiving. Minimum. One of his ginks, I know I'm going to walk out smiling. Yeah, hopefully. Here's another carry for Hampton. And Hampton's going to pick up 3 yards. He's got 6 rushes for 43 yards so far, man. Excellent first start. I'm actually really digging this Steelers offense, too. What do you guys think? It might be because we're playing against the Colts, but I'm liking the amount of running all of a sudden. Like, for the first time, it feels like we're actually running the football. Into a 1-star position group on the Chargers, where would I put one? Ooh, there we go. Trey Harris, a big reception there. What is it, like 20 yards or so? Let's go. Nice play for the other rookie in Trey Harris. He's been a little quiet so far. If I had to add 1-star player, I mean, defense is definitely not a bad idea. Like a star player. Oh, man, that's tough. Because we could use a star tight end. I'm not going to lie. Like, that would make an incredible difference to this offense. Incredible difference. But I think as far as one of the bigger impacts, it just feels like defensive line is probably the answer here. But I like some of the prospects we have there right now. I want to see what Jamari does. Caldwell. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe corner, I think, is a very safe answer right there. Corner. Get a star corner. That's why some people are so about the idea of Jalen Ramsey. That's a really good question, Jashawn. It's a really, really good question. Justin Herbert's going to get sacked here. 3rd and 11 coming up. I'm going to stick to my guns. I think I'm going to go with tight end. Give us a star tight end. Watch out, dude. I think that's a Super Bowl offense right there. I'm going to say a star tight end. Will be my answer. But there's plenty of different directions you could go. Interior defensive line would be insane. Corner would be insane. Ooh, there's Quentin Johnston with the first down. Let's go, QJ. Let's go. We have a button for Q, right? Let's go, QJ. But I think that you just see these tight end quarterback combos throughout the league just dominate, dude. I want one of those. That'd be awesome. We might have one in Orande. Wait and see what goes on with that. Having Tart and Caldwell is like having 2 Punas. help out Tierra a lot since he was roll, take blocks, and the other player like Derek Harmon. Yeah. I feel you. Gadsden will be that star tight end. I think there's a good chance of it. I really do. I'm about seeing what happens this year for Gadsden. But if, let's say it could even be Gadsden. Let's say Gadsden ends up being the star. Like, I think that could end up helping the Chargers be one of the more dangerous offenses in the entirety of football, which is a huge turnaround from what we were last year. Anybody know the rating of the Bolts? Madden 26. Me a 68. Okay, so as somebody who was heavily involved with Madden for a few years, like I was always at Tiburon Studios. I gave a lot of feedback to the team over there. I was part of the Game Changers program and all that kind of stuff. I remember, because I got access to the game early every year, I remember that the initial ratings that they put out, oh, there's a touchdown for the rookie! Touchdown, Harris! And the Bolts take another step towards putting this game away early. That's a 17-0 lead over the Colts. Let's go. 9's in the chat for Trey Harris. He's been a bit quiet so far. Gets, I think, his second touchdown here in Week 7. So second touchdown of the season now here in Week 7. Anyway, the early release overalls most of the time in Madden were incorrect. Like, they didn't have all of the right ratings and stuff in the game yet. And it was usually a few off. Like, sometimes it was a lot off, like 5 or 6 overall off. Most of the time it was only a couple, like 1 or 2 off. The early ranking I saw for the Chargers in Madden 26 was 82, if I'm being honest, if I'm recalling correctly. I think the Chargers are probably closer to 86. It feels like they made a lot of good moves to improve the overall, but the big thing that helps your overall throughout the season is just winning, and I think the Chargers are going to help themselves out there. But it's tough. Madden ratings are definitely tough. It looks good. Big play threat, yeah. He's going to be an additional red zone target. We needed more red zone targets. Here comes the Colts on their return. Not a single point for Anthony Richardson in the first half. Chargers are dominating 0-17 so far. A little bitter about Bowers being drafted by the Raiders. Mike and Gadsden comp to Waller, yeah. It's unfortunate. The Raiders are seeing a nice resurgence right now at the same time as the Broncos. Broncos are just being built up as a good team by the coaches. The Raiders, uncharacteristically, are having crazy good drafts the last couple of seasons, which it's going to be a tough AFC West, man. I'm more gutted. Like, Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, that's a great start to building a pretty good offense in Vegas. I really hate to say it, but that's pretty dangerous. That's pretty dangerous. We need Keenan as a red zone threat. That could be. It's just so crowded all of a sudden. Wide receiver, there's some competition there. Was the Australian rugby player? Can't remember his name at tight end. Was it Patea? Something like that. I think he was a tight end. Yep. Haven't heard much about him. The tight end that I've heard most about at OTAs. Oh, there's Bud Dupree and Tooley. Does that count as another half sack for Tooley? That'd be insane. Bud Dupree, though, gets his first sack of the game. And the Chargers' pass rush has been unbelievably lethal the last 2 weeks. Bud, Tooley, not seen much of Mack, which is interesting. But Tooley's just been on a roll so far. But the tight end I've heard most about in OTAs and minicamp has been Steve Klotz. Iowa State, right? He's been. We might have something there. We might have something in terms of a tight end fullback hybrid. Somebody play maybe like a Kyle Juszczyk role for this offense. Again, he's not going to be Kyle Juszczyk, but that kind of role. Here comes the carry for the Colts. They get a nice chunk there, but it's too short, and the Chargers take a timeout. 28 seconds with the timeout. They're going to get aggressive and try and score again. Really? Chargers are piling it on right now. His name is Jordan Patea, yeah. Colts are getting cooked, as they are. Hey, have a good time there, man. To the stream, bolt up, just win big. My turn to a date. What does that mean? Yes, sir. Let's go, Haboob. Enjoy yourself, man. Big love. Taking Keenan back over having QJ. That's how you feel. No, it's definitely not a... I'm not going to put that against you there, Hugo. I think a lot of people would feel the same way. But again, we're trying. I think QJ, we also have to be aware that he did see a big step this last year. It's just the drops. Unfortunately, if that's part of his game, he's going to have to really make up for it in production. Because I think Chargers fans are kind of fed up with that. Here comes 1st and 10. Chargers trying to look to score one more time. He's going to hit somebody. He got QJ. QJ's ears were burning. He might take this all the way to the house. Touchdown, Bolts. No way. Quentin Johnston. Catch over the middle and houses it. Let's go. Speak of the devil. Quentin Johnston. Ears burning, says no. Keep me on the roster, coach. Keep me on the field. Madden QJ looks awesome. One's in the chat. One's in the chat for QJ. He looks pretty good in Madden. He saw some opportunities last week with Trey Harris sidelined for the second half. We said, okay, let's give him some opportunity. So far, he's been doing great. Justin Herbert's having a really good game this week too, man. I think we can start asking ourselves game ball questions, and it's going to be tough. I think Chargers receivers have been looking great. Omarian's been pretty fantastic. I think Justin Herbert has been awesome. You got obviously Tooley, who already had the game ball last week. He's already got himself a sack or two. Yeah, it's been crazy. What's going to be the Hampton animation? I don't know. Make a move for David Njoku this season. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But at this point, like, I feel pretty set on the roster. The only moves that I'm looking to make, the only one I'm really on my radar right now is Jalen Ramsey. I think that's not a bad move if you can fix the money. If the Dolphins take on a big chunk of that cap, I think I'm about it. You know, the secondary could use a little bit of help and experience. Njoku, how much better would he be than Conklin? I think there is a level, you know, that he would be achieving, but by how much? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think Ramsey offers a better upgrade to our corners than Njoku would to our tight ends. But Njoku is very special. Like, he could definitely find new life with the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Like, that is also exciting to think about. So I don't know. I think I'm also hung up on Aronde. I want to see what Aronde can do. I'm very excited to see what Aronde could become with this team. Here's Anthony Richardson, 2nd and 7. He's going to go for the deep ball. It is incomplete. And the Chargers up 0-24 are looking real good at putting this one away early as the second half is getting ready to kick off. I think our roster's really good, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. Put in Trey Lance already. Do we do it? Do we put in Trey Lance at some point? It would be Heineke. Do we put in Heineke at some point? Herbert has great games, 9.9 times out of 10. Does that make sense? Unless your name is Justin Herbert. Should be capitalized. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do yet for the Hampton animation. Because at UNC, he was the Hammer, right? That was his nickname. I think it was one of you guys. It might have even been Hugo. Somebody mentioned like making a Mjolnir animation with like a lightning hammer, like striking, like almost like when you strike like a letter on a sword or a piece of metal. Like that could be kind of cool. See if I can animate something like that. Put Heineke in the Chargers and continue to do more damage. That could be kind of cool for Omarian. I also like the lightning and the thunder. Kind of something we did last year with Gus and JK. But that feels very appropriate this year. The lightning of Omarian to the thunder of Najee. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys remember what we did for Gus Bus? You guys remember that? I still have the old animations logged in here. You guys remember these? There's the Gus Bus. Did we have any other specific ones? Here is Anthony Richardson over the middle. He'll hit Pittman, 2nd and 5. Where's the other one? There's QJ. There's Big Run. This one was really funny. Well, here it is. You guys remember the Dob Goblin? The Hobdobbins? Gonna run that one again. That was ridiculous, right? We'll find something. Yeah, I still got the Gus Bus. I still got the Dob Goblin. We'll have to come up with something fun for Omarion. Here comes an underneath pass to Jonathan Taylor, who's wrapped up nicely by Dan Henley, 2nd and 14. When Alaskan crashed out against Miami. The Chargers won that game. They grabbed a small lead and they kept it by running the ball efficiently in the second half, which is what we're hoping to see in real life. Rocket Sanders animation would be fun, but he's not RB1, sadly. Yeah, that'd be a lot of work for maybe 2 or 3 times a year, right? Here's a flag, hopefully holding on the offense. There you go. Holding on Mark Glowinski. It's going to be a 2nd and 24. Yeah, Henley is a beast. Don't remember the Dobbins animation, man. Being several months messed me up. Oh, man. But isn't that cool? The Dobbins? Hobdobbins. Here comes another carry. Jonathan Taylor, nice broken tackle there, but he gets cleaned up by Tooley. It's 3rd and 22. Use a wicked thunder sound? Yeah, definitely. I think the Dob Gobbler or the Hobdobbins or whatever you want to call it, that was probably the wackiest one I ever did. That one was fun. I'll see if I can do one for a Thor hammer, maybe. That's kind of the direction I'm going in right now. The Mjolnir Thor hammer. Ooh, nicely defended there by Elijah Molden. Elijah Molden. It's 4th and 17, right? Like, you're going to punt this thing away. The Chargers really took charge of this game early. They really didn't let go. Defense was on fire. Lots of pressure from the defensive line once again. Offense is looking fantastic. Run game's looking good. Pass game's looking even better. This is as locked in a game that we've seen from the Chargers this season. We've seen a lot of close ones. This is the first shutout we've really seen in Sim Sundays so far. Or is not on our team anymore? Yeah. The good animations come and they go, as do the players. Colson can have a breakout year. That'd be so great. Yeah. First and 10. Chargers at the 8-yard line. Remember last time? Can we get the run game and Amari and Hampton going again? Last time we were pinned inside at the 2-yard line. Hampton ended up running it to the 31 in just 2 plays. Let's see if we can do it again. Come on, Hampton. Herbert's going to pass over the middle, and Will Dissly, it hits him in the jersey. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Denver Dobbins, why? Yeah, I know. That again, I was rooting for Dobbins to get signed if he wasn't going to come back with us. I was rooting for him to go somewhere. But just why did it have to be an AFC West opponent? 2nd and 10. Nice catch there by Conklin. Justin Herbert, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mainly from the first half is pretty great. Why does Conklin look so disappointed? He picked up a first down. That was an awesome play. What's the problem? You happier if we went back to Baltimore? Yeah, me too. Would have been a nice depth piece for them out there, too. Behind Derrick Henry and all those guys. Here comes 1st and 10. Chargers. Omarion Hampton. Let's see if we can get a big run here. No, it's another play action over the middle. He's going to look for Will Dissly again. That's going to be a little too far. It's 2nd and 10. I want to run the football. I want to milk the clock. I want to get to the Vikings game. The Vikings game is like the centerpiece of this stream. That's the game I'm going to this year. It's one of my most anticipated games of the season. I don't know if we're going to win that game, if I'm being honest. If J.J. McCarthy really turns it on, watch out. Ooh, nice play. Who is it? It's Trey Harris. Again, Trey Harris. That's got to put him up to, 30 yards and a score so far, maybe more? Trey Harris, nice first down by the rookie. He's made a couple of plays this week. You're going to go to the Vikings game too. Hey, Deshaun, come find me. I think the plan is right now that I'm going to be hanging out with the Die Hard Bolt Club in one of their booths so that people can find me a little bit easier to come say hey at Thunder Alley. I normally just kind of walk around, which I'm definitely going to do again, but I'll definitely spend a good portion of it at that tent that everybody can come say hey. Here comes an underneath catch by McConkey. The 2nd and 9. Vikings are the Chargers of the NFC, but they're so fun, right? They're a fun team. I like that about them. They're a fun team. Got to take a picture. Yeah, I'll be there, man. Let's do it. I'll be there. Come find me in Thunder Alley with the Die Hard Bolt Club guys. That's where I'll be. Justin Herbert, he's going to find Ladd once again. It's a Ladd McConkey first down. Let's go. Henry plus a healthy Dobbins. They could win it all. Maybe. Ravens should have already won it by now. Who? Ravens? 3rd and 1. It's going to be Omarion Hampton. Picks up the first down. Easy enough. Now the Chargers at the 39-yard line. By now we're in the Dicker field goal range. Here's Najee Harris, who's going to pick up 4 yards. Yeah, I got to take this off here. There we go. 2nd and 6. Chargers. If Ravens had won it all instead of Chiefs, I would have full head of black hair, no gray hairs. Yeah. We're rooting. Here's Omarion Hampton. Nice blockers in front of him, too. Hampton picks up another first down. 54 yards rushing on 9 carries. It feels like he's had way more just with the big runs that he's had so far. Another one for the rookie. 10-plus yards. Another first down, and we continue this drive. It's going to be crazy meeting a guy I watched every Friday since the Brandon Staley days. That's awesome, dude. I'm looking forward to it. There's Will Dissly finally getting a reception. He got his first down. Chargers continue moving. Hope we win the division. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a long time, dude. When was the last time we won the division? Oh, whoops. I was thinking 2009, too, as well. I was thinking it was 2009 as well. 2nd and 4 coming up. Dude. Yep, the San Diego Chargers went 13-3 in 2009. That's the last time we won the division. And honestly, we were on a run back then. We won the division, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of those 6 years was us. Glory days of LaDainian Tomlinson. But, man. Woo! It has been a long friggin' time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 years. Good golly gosh. Oh, it's going to be another touchdown for the rookie, Trey Harris. Trey Harris, 2 touchdowns, and the Chargers are well within within a win here, dude. I think we can definitely wrap this one up, man. That is a GG's for the Bolts. Matter of fact, we may end up fast simming the rest of this game if you guys don't mind. You guys cool with that? We can get to the Vikings game. We still have a whole another quarter. The Chargers are definitely going to win this game. You guys cool if we fast sim the rest of this game? We can get to the Vikings game. I don't want to lose too much wind before that game, man. Looking healthy, thank you. It's because I'm getting tan. Summertime. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I think I want to get to that Vikings game, man. I'm excited for that. And we absolutely blew this team out, dude. Let's go ahead and fast forward the rest of this one. Chargers absolutely decimated the Colts in this one. I think they just ended up milking the clock. I'm so glad we decided to do that. It would have just been back and forth milking the clock. Chargers win this one 0-31. 0-31. Who gets the game ball? Who gets the game ball, man? That's an absolute blowout. A Jesse Minter shutout. Those would be one of the biggest wins for the Chargers in a long time, like absolute blowout wins. Why didn't JJ play last year for the Vikings? He was hurt. He got hurt like he had surgery or something really early in the season. You guys think Trey Harris? I think Trey Harris is a good option too. I like the Trey Harris option. Let's take a look at these stats. Quentin Johnston too has a couple of really nice plays. Let's take a look at the stats real quick and I'll let you guys decide. Who gets game ball? Justin Herbert, also in contention, man. 239 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, that's pretty impressive for the 8-minute quarters. That's not bad. Omarion Hampton, 112 yards and a score. You had receiving, let's see, Pittman, 55. Trey Harris for 59 and 2. McConkey, 4 for 34. Quentin Johnston, 3 for 91 and a touchdown. Really spread around everywhere. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, and then defensively, let's take a look at these sacks again, dude. Wait, did we get an interception? Cam Hart ended up getting an interception, I think, late in that sim. I think they ended up getting a pick there. Thule had 3 frigging sacks. Khalil Mack got 1. Hand got 1. Bud got a half. The defensive line has been going bonkers lately. What do you guys think? You guys just want to give it to Trey Harris? Let's go ahead and go with that, man. Let's get the next game set up. What a freaking blowout that was. We're hoping to see that in real life, man. 3 sacks is insane. Yeah, he got game ball last week for 2 sacks and a forced fumble. He's having himself an unbelievable start to the season. Let me just go make sure that the Vikings roster is looking good. I want to make sure. I think the biggest thing is I want to make sure JJ is starting. Vikings. Yeah, he's starting. It's what behind him. It's Sam Howell and Brett Ripon. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. Get the Vikings game set up. This one's being played in at home. Duh, because I'm going to that game. Chargers Vikings. Let's stick with that. Let's stick with that playbook too, man. I like that. The Steelers playbook. We got a good amount of running. Good amount of running that game. That's what we're hoping to see. So Vikings. And this is a primetime game, right? Yep. Let's go! Chargers, Vikings. in your prime time game. Thursday night matchup. The game I will be attending IRL. Me and Mrs. Director, we try to go to one primetime game every single year. I think at first it was just like, let's go to one game a year. I want to be here for a majority of the games on stream. But let's go to one game a year. And I think it just slowly turned into, let's go to one primetime game a year. I've never been to a game at SoFi that wasn't primetime. I think this will be my 5th game at SoFi, I think. Excited for Trey Harris. How good do you think he'll actually be? I think he's going to be a nice contributor this year. If we can get 500, 600, 700 yards out of him and a handful of scores, that's a big success. I'd feel very good about that. Here we go. The Chargers. Was it SoFi? What's closer to me? Definitely LA. by a lot. Definitely LA. When blow out more consistently during the Rivers LT Gates era. Yeah. I hope it's coming back, man. I think this run game is going to certainly help put us in a position to close games out a little bit more handedly. Can put one horseshoe in the Chargers horse. It looks nothing like Hampton on Madden. Come on. Yeah, no, this is not the official roster. Of course, this is just one of the ones that we downloaded. But the graphics and the base scans and all the stuff they're doing in 26 actually look pretty good. I'll give them credit for it. Looks nice. There's Davis on the return to the 27-yard line. He's going to have a great year now that he's on the line full time. Yeah, I think that's what's happening right now on the Sims, dude. He had 3 sacks last week. The 2 sacks the week before that. 5 sacks in 2 games is unbelievable. Gary put on very optimistic now. Never been to an NFL game before, man. SoFi is such an experience. It's crazy. Big love, Hugo. Big love. Oh, speaking of sacks, it's Van Ginkel with the first sack of the game. Van Ginkel, once a very underrated, was it Dolphin, right? He had some opportunities because of the crazy amount of injuries the Dolphins had in those seasons, and he really turned out to be something. 2nd and 18 now, though, for the Chargers. It's going to be a tough game, man. This ain't going to be like the last few that we've played. This is very, very difficult opponent coming up. 2nd and 18. Justin Herbert needs some big yards. Tries to avoid the pressure. Tries to hit his running back, and it all falls apart. It's 3rd and 18. Oh, man. Vikings. Very good team, man. It's going to be a tough one. Trade Najee? It would be such a shock if we did. That contract that we signed Najee for is practically nothing. It's because he wants to play here and prove himself. Justin Herbert's got to throw on the run. He's going to hit. Oh, Quentin Johnston was so close. 2 yards from a first down. Incredible escape from the pocket for Justin Herbert. Throws it on the run. 2 yards short. And the Chargers are going to have to punt this one away. Luckily, it's a good 20 yards deeper than it was a second ago. Here's 4th and 2 and the first punt of the game. And it's going to be returned at the 24-yard line. Here comes J.J. McCarthy, the prodigal son of Jim Harbaugh. How's this one going to shake out? J.J. McCarthy, who was sidelined all of last season. The Vikings had a really good season behind Sam Darnold. Decided to move on from him in order to start the young guy out of Michigan. Is this going to work out for them in their first Madden Sim Series game? We'll have to wait and see. Some great weapons all over the roster for McCarthy. Addison, of course, Jay Jettas as well. They got Hawkinson right at tight end. Very nice roster. Let's see if they can put it all together. And Aaron Jones at running back, too. Just a powerhouse for JJ. JJ able to get that ball away just barely to his running back before getting cleaned up instantly by Elijah Molden. Nice defense there for the Chargers. It's going to be a 1st and 6 for the, or excuse me, a 2nd and 12 for the Vikings at the 22-yard line. Are they making us wait for the jersey reveal? Yeah, dude, it's building up a lot of hype. Building up a lot of hype. Here comes the first carry for Aaron Jones. He'll pick up a few yards there. It's 3rd and 10. Can the Chargers defense get off the field? Nice stop there by Junior Colson. 3rd and 10. Let's get to JJ, man. The Chargers pass rush has been one of the most surprising aspects of this team now into week, 8 of Sim Series. Let's see if they can do it again this week. Get in there. See if we can find a JJ McCarthy sack for the Bolts. 3rd and 10. JJ looking, has to escape the pocket. There's Tooley, forces a bad throw. It's a 4th and 10. Tooley! Candidate for player of the year for the Chargers so far, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable start for Tooley, starting at edge opposite Mack. He's been outperforming Mack by a lot in Sim Series so far. 4th and 10. Here comes the punt. The Chargers will fair catch this one at the 35. Yeah, that game was tough. My first game was actually versus the Steelers. It was years ago, back when Big Ben was the quarterback. Najee, I think who was his rookie year, I think. That was a fun game. We ended up winning that game. That was a fun game, too. Here comes Justin Herbert over the middle. Finds Ladd McConkey. Nice catch. First down, Ladd. What's the Chargers' record as of now in the Sim Series? I think we're 5-2 now, right? Is it 5-2? We really picked it up the last couple of weeks. Opponents have been a little different. We got an awesome, very close win versus the Commanders and a very close win versus the Dolphins. Outside of that, we've been doing pretty well. Oh, nice truck for Amarion. Oh, I love seeing that. A truck and stumble forward for an 8-yard gain is a beautiful sight to see if you're a Chargers fan. 2nd and 2 at the 42. Taylor with the $5 holla. What edits did you make to help the Chargers not get smacked each game? Very good question. Let me get the link for you in just a second. Somebody made a guide on how to fix the CPU versus CPU results, and it was awesome. Let me see if I can find. Actually, I did post it on Twitter. I'll get you the link because that definitely helped. And again, this is CPU versus CPU. I don't know how much it's going to help you if you're taking control of the Chargers, but this has been an awesome change to the Sim Series. Here comes Amarian, who picks up the first and a little bit more. It's 1st and 10. But this guy really did rescue Sim Sundays. I was ready to cancel the series. I was like, I don't know what to do. Nothing's working. We're watching the same game on repeat. It's boring. Let's see. I'll find it as we continue watching. It's 1st and 10. Herbert going over the middle finds Trey Harris. A nice gain of 9 yards at the 26. Let's go. Here it is. I got it. If you want to do this at home, please follow this guy's tutorial. There's the tutorial right there. He made it a very easy to follow tutorial on how to change the sliders and make it a much, much better experience for CPU versus CPU. Otherwise, you're going to get caught in this cycle of game script. It's basically the same thing over and over and over again. Now we're seeing a variety and some wins for the Chargers, which is awesome. $5 holla too, man. Thank you so much, Taylor. Appreciate that, man. We are definitely back. Haven't been to a Chargers game. What's Thunder Alley like? Oh, it's awesome, dude. Just imagine this this alley or two in the parking lot of just pure Chargers party and fandom that goes on for a while, man, like several blocks. It's a really good time. And there's the touchdown, Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey, touchdown, Chargers. And the Bolts are on top early. Thank God. We're going to need it. It's going to be a tough game, dude. Ladd McConkey, first to score. And I'm sure Jay Jetta's on the sideline waiting his turn as well. Yeah, dude, if you've never been to Thunder Alley, it is definitely an experience. I would say the only advice I would give you, bring some water, definitely, like a water bottle, and bring some loose cash, like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks in ones, fives, and tens, so you can tip people, because, like, the biggest thing you'll find is there's a whole bunch of places to get food and drinks and buy stuff along the way. A lot of people do have Venmo and stuff now, too, but it's just a lot easier to just tuck a couple of bucks in a jar. Because everybody shares and it's a really fun. It's a really fun experience. That's definitely the way to do it too. It's a good time. Director edits always go hard. Yeah, I can't wait to get started on that one, man. I'm waiting for the footage to be released from the media days. I can get started on the cut. Very exciting. Derrick Henry truck, yeah. Here comes the kickoff, and the Chargers defense get another crack at it. Can't wait to see the new uniforms. Yeah, the build-up's been awesome. Hype videos. No, that's coming too. That's coming too. Omari and running players over there. That's definitely a sneak peek. Now, this LT coming to Netflix thing, is that real? I haven't posted anything about it or put any fuel on that fire because I don't know if that's real. Is that a real thing? Second and 10 coming up. You say, yeah, it's real. Is it really real? I'm looking for news on it. I'm seeing some stuff. I don't know, man. I'm not seeing too much on it. I hope it's real. I hope it's real, but I haven't seen enough to convince me it is yet. I will definitely be pushing it out like crazy if it ends up being confirmed. Here comes a carry, I would imagine. Yes, it's, oh man, dude, Aaron Jones swallowed up behind the line. It's Khalil Mack in a 4th and 3 for the Chargers defense. So far, so good. Defensive line has been absolutely so great in the last couple episodes. I think it's fake let to be proven wrong. Yeah, I don't know. You know, there's a YouTuber by the name Thunder Alley. Oh, they stole the name? Why? What are they? Is it like electricity? Something? I don't know. That would be crazy. Here comes the kick for the Chargers offense getting it back. It's going to be a pickup of a couple yards on the return. Here come the Chargers offense on the 29. We need a lead. We do need a lead. Never heard anything about that. Yeah, somebody posted on Twitter yesterday that LaDainian is going to be doing a show, like a 7-episode show with Netflix. And I wasn't able to find anything else about it, so I didn't really push it on anybody. I was like, that would be cool, but I don't know if it's real. If we could find more evidence on it, that'd be awesome. Justin Herbert over the middle finds his guy. It's Trey Harris again, man. Trey Harris having another awesome game. That's a first down for the rookie. The Chargers continue to move the ball. Will the Chargers offense be better than the defense this year? I don't know. I'm going to say no, but I'm also going to say they're going to be a lot closer to each other. Like, it'll be more evenly matched. Last year, it was a defense helping the offense limp to the finish line. This year, I think it's going to be a bit more even. Favorite Justin Herbert play of all time? Dude, for me, it was that, I think it was his first game versus Kansas City. Tyrod Taylor gets hurt. He comes in there. He absolutely lights it up. And speaking of lighting up, a linebacker came barreling in towards Justin Herbert, and Herbert took that hit, and that linebacker went flying out of bounds. It was that moment I was like, we have a dog in Los Angeles. We were already hyped about Justin Herbert. That whole experience was insane, watching him come off the bench his first game because of that injury, but he laid the boomstick on that linebacker, and I was like, dude, that was badass. That was awesome. That's probably my favorite play of his first game off the bench, absolutely obliterates a Chiefs linebacker out of bounds. Oh, there's another fumble. It's Amarian. Correction, his first fumble. The first one wasn't actually a fumble. Oh, Hampton. And the Vikings are going to get an opportunity to tie this thing up after that turnover. First turnover of the game. Knocked him out. Yeah, I remember Austin Eckler on the sideline. You guys remember that clip? Austin was like, "Oh, geez, whoa, wow!" you could hear the clap of the pad, just bam. That guy got knocked out of bounds. Yes, it was amazing. It was amazing. The linebacker got knocked out. I think it was a beautiful thing. Defense will be equally good. I think you're going to see a lot closer. Daniel Thomas and the Chargers legends signed an $11.5 million deal. Netflix 7-episode his career team according to IG accounts. We'll see. We're going to get another booth review. It's actually not a fumble. That would be incredible. His knee's down. His knee is down. Omarion, they're trying to do him dirty. Knee down. Now the ball is moving, although couldn't see from that angle very well. Chargers maintain the ball, so no fumble for Omarion Hampton. It's 3rd and 7. Let's go. Hugo, I'll continue looking into it. I was only able to find one article about it. And it was from a source called Bola VIP. It was posted on the 29th at 5:17. We'll continue to monitor it. There's Ladd McConkey with another first down. Lightning Ladd. The handle fumbles every game. I don't know, but they're taking it back. Remember the Falcons game where Herbert went to hit a linebacker who got an interception, then Herbert went running at him, and I remember that. He got freaked out and he dropped the ball. I remember that. That was awesome. Was that the same game that Khalil Mack ripped the ball out of Drake London's hands? Was that the same one? That was one of the craziest things I had ever seen on defense. Khalil Mack, he literally took that ball away and went sprinting, running. It was amazing. Where I didn't fit in the chat, and the name came up at the end of that post. Same game, yeah, dude. That game was awesome. That game was epic. Never been to SoFi. How loud does it get there? Any football game, for the most part, gets pretty loud. SoFi can get very loud. It definitely can get very loud. Like if I were to bring my son, he would have his headphones or whatever, the sound cancellation. DJ with the game-winning pick was sick. Yeah, that was a fun game, dude. Here comes Omarion Hampton, another rush for 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Whose jersey are you going to get when the new ones come out? I'm definitely getting Omarion Hampton. That was my guy this year. I'm going to say Trey Harris is going to be the other one. I think he's another one I'm willing to throw down for. I'm going to get those 2 jerseys. I'm going to be very tempted to get Omarion's instantly, too, when the other alternates come out. But I'm worried that he's going to change his number. Ooh. Nicely defended by the Vikings. It'll be 3rd and 5. My biggest worry, because I could see it happening, is that the Chargers love Rocket Sanders so much, and maybe he does step up, special teams, whatever, that Hassan Haskins gets cut or put in his practice squad or whatever, and Haskins' number, which is 28, would be adopted by Hampton, and then the number is wrong on my rookie jersey, and I'd be pissed. There's a nice reception by Trey Harris. It's a first down, Chargers. So I don't know. I think I'm going to get one jersey during the announcement for Trey Harris, and then the other alternate I'm going to get of Omarion Hampton once the numbers are locked in. Hampton jersey or Trey Harris. Yeah, I think those are the 2 I'm going to get too. LT in a simulator for a whole season. He almost had 4,000 yards. Wow. 1st and 10. Herbert looking. Fire sideline. Ooh, well defended. Hitman Harry in the league forever. There's Harrison. Do you think Breece Hall talking to Marshawn or Derwin, smoking him for a welcome to the NFL moment, maybe? I haven't seen that. I'll have to look at it. Here's a carry for Omarion. Trying to find some space, just not a lot to work with there. It's 3rd and 8. Either way, we're going to get a Dicker field goal. Will it be enough, though? So far, JJ struggling to push the ball downfield. Again, feels very much like the real deal here. But he has so many weapons. I was expecting something in the first half for the Vikings. It's Justin Herbert. Oh, it's going to be the rookie again. Dude, is this touchdown 3 for Trey Harris? In this episode of the 3 games, is that 3 touchdowns? Holy crap. The rookie is on fire. Is that 3? Is that 3? 9's in the chat, by the way. 9's in the chat for Trey Harris. He's having an awesome episode this week. That would be crazy. So DeJean and Riley Moss could run. That injury Breeze has before he left San Diego for New Orleans. Can't use his throwing arm, how severe it was. Yeah, I watched a documentary on that on ESPN or something. And that injury, dude, yeah, it nearly took him out. Like, out. Like, he would have never played football again. And the fact that he came back was insane. The fact that he came back the way he did was even more insane. One Super Bowl. Yeah, Drew Brees is one of the greatest to ever play the game. Want a Hampton jersey, but I'm going to get another if he switches numbers. Yeah, that's dedication, Pat. That's dedication. You have the 50th anniversary LaDainian Tomlinson jersey? Me too. I got one in my closet. That thing goes hard, dude. I love that thing. I saw it on, it's years ago. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace because I used to try and get deals and stuff so I could, like, I couldn't be dropping $200-$300 on jerseys. And somebody was having a garage sale or something, and he listed it on Facebook. And I was like, man, I would drive out there right now, cash in hand. And I was like, I'm a huge Chargers fan. He was like, of course. He gave me a nice deal. It was awesome. Wore that thing everywhere. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, dude. With that patch on it and everything, it's sick. I had a lad do last year in these Sims, Mr. Director. I think he broke 1,000. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at some of the games. It's tough because it's not franchise mode, so it doesn't calculate all of the stats for you at the end of the year. Like it goes per episode basis. Otherwise, if we went into franchise, we wouldn't have all the right games because they don't give you the correct schedule, other than the schedule for the game when it's released, right? So our schedule for 2024, that's all we're gonna have until Madden 26 comes out. We go game by game. But I remember Lad being pretty good last year. Here comes a pass for JJ to the sideline. It's incomplete. Dude, so we're seeing in this sim for the Vikings are making some good plays. They've got some good wide open, weapons and good plays on defense, but JJ is having a really hard time hitting everybody, which we don't know. That may be the case. But I'm hearing some good things about him in training camp so far. I should say in the offseason. Training camp coming up real soon. Here's JJ. He's flushed out the pocket. It's going to be, he breaks the sack. It's going to be Tierra Tart that cleans him up. It's a 4th and 6. Good thing Tierra Tart was there because that could have been a first down. Chargers are going to get a stop here with 2 minutes left in the first half. Are we going to see? I don't think they go for it here. I think they're still at the 30-yard line. And we see the Chargers try and pad the lead here. That would be pretty crazy. Bring back 5 players from any era. Add to the current roster, what would it be? Man, I think that's pretty easy for the most part, right? Say out LT Gates, Jamal Williams, right? We would in the current roster we would need. In terms of receiver too, that's tough. Lance Allworth comes to mind right away. Him and Ladd McConkey would be absolutely insane. Yeah, Hardwick for the current roster, that's a really good pick. For the current roster, Hardwick's a good pick. Pro, maybe. I'm a huge Eric Weddle fan. I got a signed banner for him over there. Weddle would be awesome. So for the current roster, and I don't know, that would be tough. Yeah, Jamal Williams definitely is a lock, right? LT is just too good. You can't not pick him, even though we have Hampton, right? Yeah. Hardwick, Hampton. Who's another guard that was amazing for the Chargers? Here comes an underneath pass. 2nd and 11. Justin Herbert. They're trying to score a little bit before half, but they're already up 14-0. Play it a little safe if you have to. Had Weddle mixed feelings for a bit after. Yeah, but man, that story was brutal. Dillman, yeah, Dillman. Dillman would be a good one. So you get, let's say we get Dillman, let's get Hardwick, let's get Jamal Williams, so that those trenches are nice and laid out. I think Antonio Gates is a lock as well. That's got to be LT, right? Like, even though we have Hampton, like LT would be the driving force of this team. Yeah, Chris Dillman is a good one. What about those five? What do you guys feel about that? Does Dillman move the needle that much, though? Maybe we take Dillman out and we put in another legend. Oh, you got to put Seau, right? So I'll live with whatever we have at left guard to get Seau in there. Yeah. And I think that's my final answer. I think it's Jamal Williams. I think it's Hardwick. It's Gates. It's LT. And it's Seau. And those are the five. You got to put those legends in. Like, you can't exclude, even if you have great players there already. Nope. Got to get them back. Jason Verrett was, before injuries, was nice. Sneakily, too, Casey Hayward ended up being a great Chargers corner. Chargers going to have to punt this one away with a minute and a half left and a touch, or I should say a timeout left for the Vikings as well. They're going to return it to the 36. B-Jacks would be cool, too. No Storm Norton. Who's willing to put the weight back on and play center again? Dude, I've heard the trauma in that position of putting the weight on, and then when it finally comes back off, it's crazy. Like, I barely recognized it. Remember Joe Thomas when he took off the weight? It took like literally a year, less, or maybe even less. Like, I barely recognized him. Nick Hardwick was another one. Ooh, here comes a sack from the DB. It's Tarheeb Still. That's a sack. Let's go. Tarheeb Still from the nickel. No. I'm not even going to read it. Quentin Jammer, I have his jersey too. Pro in that 07 year? Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the reason why he's one of my favorites. Because that, and honestly, he gets some crazy Madden Ultimate Team cards all the time. Like that Crow card from 07. They did an 07 version in Madden 16, I think, or Madden 7. I think it was Madden 16. That was one of the best Madden cards I've ever used. Like, that was a lockdown, deleting the best wide receiver card I've ever used. It was amazing. Danny Woodhead was a dog, too. Yes. Danny Woodhead. Malcolm Floyd was a dog, too, man. Michael Turner. Imagine, man. Here comes 3rd and 16. Chargers defense doing a good job. It's going to be a carry for Aaron Jones. Do we burn a timeout? Yes, we do. I like it. Let's see if we can get a field goal. Try and pad this lead. I am shocked that the Vikings have not scored yet. Theory! 46 months. Jamal Williams, Seau, Crow, Weddle, Igor Oshansky. All defense. Let's go. Dude, let's go, Theory. How you doing, man? Good to see you. 46 months. We going to see you at that Vikings game? So Mrs. Director and I can, like, spill beer on you? Good to see you, man. Yeah, that would be a crazy defense, man. I loved Weddle. I hate the way the Weddle narrative ended with the Chargers, dude. I was so gutted. He was one of my favorite players in the entire team. Every time a quarterback threw it, you knew Crow picked it. Yeah, dude. That earned it. Darren Sproles is such a good answer, too, man. Low Neal would be awesome on this team. Here's Herbert. Can we pad a little bit? Ooh, look at that. It's the tight end, man. He made up huge yardage. Timeout. That's great. That's a great start. You spurred a timeout, you crazies. They're not going to burn a timeout. Oh, Madden. And that poor time management. Are we not going to see a timeout? Did they assume they're already in field goal range? This is insane. This is a nice play, too. Chargers and Gates. The sweetest sign all the jerseys while I was saying Dobbins scored a touchdown and Gates celebrated. That's so sick, dude. That is awesome, man. That is so cool, dude. That literally I would carry that with me the rest of my life, man. That is so cool. That is sick. It's going to be a Cameron Dicker field goal, and it is good. Wait, what was the yardage on that? What was the yardage? Somebody do the math here. Cameron Dicker just hit a freaking bomb. Cameron Dicker, what was that? Somebody help me out here. We were at the 45-yard line, right? Oh, my goodness. Theory! $10 holla, Colts versus Chargers, and your brother is a Colts fan. Oh, dude. I think you're going to walk away to that game pretty happy. Were you here for the last simulation, the last game? I'm not saying this is the way it's going to go down, but, man, Madden seems to think we're going to shut them out 0-31. That was insane. $10 holla from our guy Theory, man. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. Awesome guy. Hope to run into everybody again sometime, man. I mean, there's more. We got years and years and years of Chargers games to line up, too. That's going to be a good game, too, though, man. I hope that their quarterback woes continue by that time. But funny enough, I think that one's going to be fun because the Chargers and Colts have very similar running backs. I think one of the best comps for Amari and Hampton is Jonathan Taylor. You're going to see both teams trying to run the ball like crazy. $10 holla from Theory. Thank you so much, dude. Me and Ricardo, a buddy of mine, a recent buddy of mine, he messaged me. He said, hey, I have this suite for the Ravens game. I know you're coming down. Do you want to join me and my wife? I was like, dude, are you serious? He was like, yeah. And I was like, dude, totally. Hell yeah. So me and my wife, I'd never thought in my lifetime I'd be in a situation where I got to be in one of those suites. They're super expensive, right? But we went up there, like they had like a buffet, like a spread in there. Like it had its own bathroom. It had free drinks and like great seats and all that kind of stuff. And then I look over while we're walking in. I ran into Rich Eisen. I was like, it's Rich Eisen. I was like, what's up, Rich? He's like, hey. And then he walked into the suite next to us. I was like, no way. And then we sat down. And we noticed that we were sitting next to the media booth. Isn't that awesome? We're sitting next to the media booth. And standing up next to us, my wife, a huge fan, by the way. Oh, it's a strip sack fumble! Oh, and the Chargers take it to the 1-yard line. Dude, the Bolts. It's Bud Dupree who makes a huge play. Let's go! To finish the story real quick, my wife, huge fan. She looks at me and says, honey, that's Kurt Warner. And Kurt Warner was standing with the radio headset on doing the radio broadcasts from that booth with Rich Eisen. It was awesome. She broke into their suite afterwards trying to get a picture. It was pretty cool. What game am I going to this year? I'm going to this one. I'm going Chargers-Vikings this game. It's going to be awesome. Dude, defense. 48's in the chat for our guy, Bud Dupree, who just lit up J.J. McCarthy. Now it's a 1st and goal. Let's get a touchdown for Amarian Hampton, baby. It's Amarian with the touchdown. Chargers. The Bolts take a big lead here, man. Dude, I don't know, dude. This is insane. This is insane. JJ just can't get the ball out. He can't push the ball. He's got all these weapons, and he can't push the ball downfield. 48's in the chat. Man, we're going on a run right now, man. Shaky start. 2 wins. Now we're up to, what would this be? 6, right? So 4 wins in a row. That's it. That's absurd. That'd be awesome. Jared Gaither, offensive lineman. Yeah, I remember Gaither. I remember that name. 48s, dude. Any good potential left guards or centers that can sign before training camp? There were. I think there was some more trade opportunities, too. Brandon Sheriff was one of them I remember talking about. There's a couple of them. Second one, Zion and Bozeman. It feels like if I were to put money, it would be the same configuration from last year. But I don't know. I'm not going to rule out the Zion at center thing either. He's a very intelligent player. He's extremely high IQ. And that's something you really look for from the center position. And it's going to be easier for him to play there. I don't know. Let's go, Omari and Hampton with the touchdown, dude. At the game director, you're welcome to join us anytime. That's awesome, man. Yeah, we'll see. Let's hit me up on Twitter. We'll see what we're all up to. Because that was certainly an experience. That was incredible. And that game, even though we lost, it was a really good time. Made some good friends. I think the people in front of us too were pretty sick. 1st and 10, third quarter. The Chargers really have control of this game so far. 0-24. It's J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy has to throw it away. The Chargers defense. There's a combination of things happening right now. The Chargers defensive line has been going bananas the last few games. On top of that, you got J.J. McCarthy really struggling to push the ball downfield. He is missing everything. Design center is what I'm thinking. I hope that he does as well. That would be a really good switch too. If that ends up working out, I think that'll work out well for everybody. There's Aaron Jones with a solid pickup of 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5. But man, this is painful. This team has some of the best offensive talent in football. Look, they got Darisaw, they got Will Fries. I think they ended up picking up the center from the Colts as well. They got a solid offensive line, weapons for days. Their quarterback is just not able to get it done right now. Here comes the heat. McCarthy, he's going to hit Hawkinson, who drops it. And Hawk is not a bad player either, man. It's 4th and 5. Oh, this is insane. This is insane. 4th and 5. Here comes the punt. I'm hoping this is the result when I go to the game. I would be very happy if this ended up being the result. 4th and 5. KLS. He will fair catch at the 20, and here come the Chargers. Let's put this one away, man. This is what I love about the roster construction right now is that you got Amari and you got Najee. Let's mix and match the run game. Just keep producing first downs and bleed that clock, dude. If Ramsey were to come in, who would he start over, Jackson or Heeb? He would definitely be corner one. I would say, no doubt in my mind, it's Jalen Ramsey and then everybody else. It'd be Ramsey, Dante on the outside, and then Heeb in the slot. Here comes the next carry. It's Omarion with 7 yards, and the Chargers now in a position to bleed the clock. Or we put Heeb or Hart in slot. Heeb, I think, is definitely going to get a lot. Him and Jalen, funny enough, would probably get a lot of work in the slot. Jackson would be on the outside. But that configuration would be very solid. Very, very solid. Over the middle, it's Justin Herbert to Trey Harris. 6 catches for 78 yards, and the Chargers continue to drive. But yeah, I think a lot of people... Jalen Ramsey, I feel like, is getting too much flack for his decline. Because, yes, there's been a decline, but he's still one of the better corners in football. Like, I'm looking up his PFF right now. I mean, I think mostly people are disturbed by his lack of snaps just because he's been injured, right? There's been some injury the past couple of years, which is fair. That's definitely a real risk. But in terms of his coverage, like, again, where are the total snaps here? He got 1,000 snaps in 2024. He graded... Here's another Omarion carry, by the way, for those of you still watching. Be a nice first down. Real quick, though, guys. Here's Jalen Ramsey, man. Here his great. Again, not his best, right? Like, you're used to seeing this in the high 80s, low 90s. But, man, he was really good in run defense. He's still solid in coverage. Like, he's still a very good player. He's just not what he used to be. I think this is probably the season that people are worried about. He saw a nice bounce back. He's hitting, 30 years old now. The decline is obvious, but if there's ever a team that could make that happen and still bring him back to that, former days of glory and give him a few more seasons of relevance and dominance, it's the Chargers. They're so good at bringing out the best in their DBs in particular. Here's 22. This is what you're used to seeing, right? And this is what we saw last year. It's still a good DB. It's still a solid DB. He's just not the, that was a circus play if I've ever seen one. He's just not the same Ramsey from before, but in terms of where he would be on our roster, I still think he would be corner one. Matter of fact, you've maybe inspired me to put a whole video together about this. I think he deserves more hype and more support. That whole idea deserves more support from us as a fandom. I think Jalen Ramsey would be a good move for this team if the money were to be sorted out properly. What I mean by that is that we are not going to be paying what Jalen Ramsey is owed by the Dolphins. The Dolphins would need to take on a large portion of that. Let me see. Jalen Ramsey OTC. This is probably the biggest thing that holds me back. Some people, if you're held back from the decision because of his play, I think you're wrong. If you're held back because of his contract, I think you got ground to stand on, because this is ridiculous, right? The amount of cap owed in 2020, where are we at now? 25, 16 mil, 25, 26, 36. Like, this contract is ridiculous. But for the most part, if you were to trade him, this would be post-June. If you were to trade him, a lot of this money moves around, right? And if the Dolphins were to absorb a large number of this, which it's kind of starting to sound like they are, then I'm definitely on board for Jalen Ramsey to the Chargers. Like, that is a good move if you can figure out the money. Here comes the Omarion Hampton carry for 6 yards. He's 10 for 46, 4.6 a carry. Definitely not shabby, Rook. And a 2nd and 4 coming up as the Chargers continue to bleed the clock. We are now at the 19-yard line. Bought me Jordans. Hey, hear me out. They're black and silver, but they're still Jordans. No Raiders logo. Hallelujah. Let's go, Hugo. 2nd and 4. Herbert. Oh, he hit Will Dissly right in the hands, and it's dropped. 3rd and 4. You guys see that stat of quarterbacks with the most drops in the fourth quarter? It was Justin Herbert by a long mile. Used for a month, 2 Ramsey Minter. Oh, dude, good brother. Coached by Minter would be he. Yep, by Minter. That's what I'm saying too, dude. The circumstances in terms of a player, you're getting an awesome player. You just got to make the money make sense. That's the only thing holding me back. And the money has got to make sense, and right now it does not look good. $31 million is absurd. Yeah, they would have to take on a large portion of that. So I'm going to have to do some research. I'll have to find some articles that make the money definitely less dramatic. If the money is unavoidably in the 20s and in the low 30s, then it's a straight up no. But it sounds like there's going to be some money moved to where the Dolphins take on a big portion of that. And if that's the case, then of course we're cool with that. And the contract can also be renegotiated, too, in a trade. Back to the end zone. Oh, Herbert's first interception of the episode, which is 3 games. So we were bound to see one. It's Byron Murphy with the interception. And the Vikings will take over. That one hurts. You were looking at a, 2 yards to score situation, and Herbert forces one to the back of the end zone trying to hit Quentin Johnston. Did he get both feet in? I don't know about that. So far, we've seen a lot of challenges work out for the Chargers. Do we see another one? I don't know. Either way, that was probably not the best decision there. Vikings have some life. They have to score on this drive, though. Talent on our team that Jalen Ramsey doesn't make sense. I mean, the position, that's one of the only positions where it does make sense. I think defensive line could use a nice veteran. Corner could use a nice veteran. Offensive line could have used another side. I don't know if there's time anymore. Maybe. But Ramsey, especially because of the way Jesse Minter has proven to rebound older DBs, is a good call. Because he wasn't a bad DB last year. But he's gotten his share of struggling defensive backs and turned them into studs. Elijah Molden, Christian Fulton was okay. That's all we kind of needed out of him last year. Lots of guys. Of course, the 2 rookies, Still and Hart, both of them popped off with really no business popping off as mid-round picks. I think Ramsey would really, really benefit from playing with the Chargers. I think he knows that. And of course, his best friend's playing here too. But there's a lot of reason to think that Jalen Ramsey, if the money were to be worked out, would be a very good addition to the Chargers. Was not impressed by Fulton. Again, it's like saying that Mike Davis was a huge piece of the puzzle for a few years. No, but he was okay. Like, we had Casey Hayward as the main guy. Chargers, Gus Bradley. These guys were trying their best with, what we had on the roster. And here comes another sack. JJ just has had no shot all day long. But Fulton was fine for most of the year. He did have a couple of games where it was really bad, but he still got a contract. That's where the biggest thing comes into the play for NFL. Like, the reality of a player and their performance and their worth, it comes down to money. And he ended up getting a decent contract from the Chiefs, Super Bowl winning Chiefs. And that's where it talks. I think that's where I'm like, yeah, my eyes were correct. Like, he was solid. He didn't have to be corner one, but he was certainly not a bad option. Does he do that with the Chiefs? I don't know. I have to see how much of that was Jesse Minter and how much of that was Christian Fulton's legitimate bounce back. Yeah, nice sack by Junior Colson, by the way. That Mike Blitz just obliterating J.J. McCarthy. What's the prediction combo for the next uniforms? I don't know what the light one is. I have to assume it's like a solid color outline, but I think my guess, not my preference, but my guess is our navy outline jerseys just with the matching helmet and pants. I think it's going to look like a color rush head-to-toe navy. And then the white jersey would be the same, but with one solid color on the outline bolts, which, yeah, it could work. But my preference is the throwbacks that we've seen. I should say the throwback-inspired jerseys that we've seen, which I'll find here in just a second. Here comes Amarian with another carry. We're just kind of bleeding the clock out now. J.J. McCarthy really couldn't get anything going this game. This is a good post to bring this up. This is my prediction. This is my hope. Prediction. Hope. Prediction. Hope. We'll see what happens. Another carry for Amarian. Spinning, weaving, ducking, dodging. Picks up enough for a 3rd and 1. With 6 minutes left in the 4th. Colson will do well this year. Yeah, I think so. All white, powder blue, similar to the Vikings white alts. That would be pretty sick. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. Again, funny enough, I was kind of putting out a whole lot of different options, first down Chargers. I was putting out a whole lot of different options to see how people would respond. And the jersey that got the most likes by like a lot, not by a lot, but impressively, was this jersey. I just posted this picture to see, I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, here's another one. I got 1,100 likes. 1,100 likes. So obviously that's one that the Bull fan would definitely get behind. Hang on. Had to respond to somebody there. First down Chargers, who was it? Was it Hampton again? Here comes the replay. Over the middle. Nope, that's the rookie, Trey Harris, having another fantastic week. Yeah. I might do a whole nother video on these jerseys again, too, man. Everybody's still talking about it. It's probably one of the most anticipated moves, or one of the most anticipated stories of the offseason so far. Surprisingly enough. With the inside, white on the inside of the ball. Yeah, that looks really, really clean. That's definitely what we're hoping for. Incomplete, looking for QJ. Is a 2nd and 10. 3.5 minutes, or should I say almost 4 minutes left in the clock for the Chargers to try and put this one away. Again, 2 shutouts is ridiculous. We may have to go back and readjust some stuff. But I don't know. It seemed possible. It just feels like the Vikings, they have all the pieces. The quarterback's just not getting it to him. Underneath is going to be the catch by the tight end, 3rd and 11. Off-season moves, yeah. It's been fun. It's been a fun off-season. I think the social media team has done great, but just all the activities and all the storylines of the off-season have been fantastic. This move for a new alternative jersey is fantastic. I think putting a stamp on the Harbaugh era is one of the best things you could have done. Here's Hampton. Hampton breaks the first tackle. Gets cleaned up afterwards. Here comes Cam Dicker for the 3. No white jerseys. You're going to have white jerseys. As far as what we think right now is happening is that there may be a leak. The point that we have, let me see if I can find it real quick. Some confirmation of what we're going to be getting. It looks like one pretty dark jersey and then one pretty light jersey. Let me see if I have the picture somewhere around here. Do I not? Oh, I know where it is. Hang on. I know where that jersey picture is. But right now, the assumption is that there is going to be a white jersey included. Maybe I don't know where it is. Here come the Vikings trying to retaliate one last time. Oh, here it is. Here you guys go. This is the presumed leaks. So you see those 2 photos with the black? There's one with white and then one with like it. From here, it looks like black with yellow outlines. Maybe a white number in the middle. That's presumably what we think the leaks are. One of them's like a black or midnight jersey and the other one's like a white jersey. Again, I don't know if this is real though. This could be fake. This could be something to throw us off. We don't know. But those are the presumptions at this point. And by the way, we do get more than one helmet option this year too, which is really nice. Here's JJ. He's going to find a guy. Can't quite see who it is. Jay McCarthy. Such a terrible game for him this week. Terrible game. Oregon uniforms. One of the photographers of the Chargers said they're the Oregon jerseys. Okay, maybe they're drawing inspiration. Who knows? But again, I wasn't quite sure if that was like a legitimate thing. I was like, it could be something to throw us off. That would be very Chargers. Here comes another reception. Is it Addison this time? Picks up a first down. Do the Vikings get any points this game? Another shutout would be absolutely insane. All about the all-white with blue lightning streaks. Yeah, that could be cool. Somebody was saying that they should do that with all white and then the yellow streaks too, which could be interesting, but I'll have to wait and see. It's JJ. He's going to hit his guy number 4 once more. And they're driving a little bit, but JJ's just having a really hard time finding, or I should say hitting. He's been finding him, but he's been missing a lot of throws to Justin Jefferson. Speculation. I'm not going to make any guesses. It's kind of hilarious. The Chargers social media team trolls for the dark images. Yeah, if you guys didn't see that. Oh, there it is. Finally, Justin Jefferson finally hit with 1 minute left in the game. That's insane. If you guys take a look at some of the video images, so they did this little teaser, and it shows 2 players that are heavily silhouetted, kind of stepping forward into frame. If you take a screenshot of that and then up the brightness and then zoom in, it says something like, nice try, LOL. Like, they're not going to let it out of the bag too early. Here's another catch and run for number 4 of the Vikings. They're running out of time. It looks like this one is all but over. As that's Rondale Moore, their wide receiver. Man, that's crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. 2 seconds left, and the Chargers are going to win this one 0-27. You guys know how freaking hyped I would be if we won this game 0-27 that I'm going to in person. versus the Vikings. I don't know if I'd be even a little disappointed. Like, I chose this game because it's usually a banger between, two high-scoring teams. But, yeah, I don't know. That one's wild. That's absolutely wild. What an awesome week of Sim Sundays. The team really has turned it on. The settings have definitely worked from the sliders perspective, and it's definitely been a lot more fun. The Chargers now 6-2, off to a fantastic start. And we got a long ways to go. Remember, the first game of the offseason, Hall of Fame game, coming up on the 31st. We got to try and fit the rest of these games in before that week. Because honestly, I don't know if I want to sim Sundays or stream sim Sundays and live games at the same time. Real quick, let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats. See who's getting the game ball this week. It feels like Justin Herbert needs one at some point. He had a nice game. Omarion Hampton, a decent game as well. Trey Harris, my goodness, 136 yards and a touchdown. Kind of feels like it needs to be him. Defensively, did we go crazy on the sacks again? We kind of did. Still, Dupree, Colson. We got 3 sacks this week. Definitely not too bad. But I don't know. It feels like it's got to be Trey Harris, right? Like the 136 and a tutty is pretty bonkers. Kind of feels like that's the way we got to go. The Trey Harris game ball for the rookie is going to lead us now into this next episode next week, which is going to be featuring, hold please. Chargers next week. At very minimum is going to be Tennessee and the Steelers. We'll see if we can fit in the Jags there as well. How many episodes do we have before the game, or before the Hall of Fame game? 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes. I got to fit the rest of these games in 4 episodes. We'll see how many we have to squeeze in every week. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. If you like what you saw here, hit us up with a like and sub on your way out. We'll see you next time. As always, bolt up, stay frosty, and huge shout out to everybody in the chat for showing up today, man. We had about 200 people. It's always a good time. Cannot wait for Chargers live action football coming later in July.